Estaremos aqui para vos apoiar e vos incentivar para que corra tudo pelo melhor. Não quero deixar de me despedir sem agradecer aos nossos sponsors, pois sem os sponsors nada disto era possível. E muito especialmente à Caixa Agrícola do Algarve, ao GPA e ao meu amigo Michel Fanquel, que teve uma intervenção muito firme sempre junto dos meus concursos, a apoiar-me, e também à Vilamoura World, que é a nossa grande anfitriã, que é a dona deste resort maravilhoso, que é Vilamoura, com todos estes hotéis, casinos e restaurantes de primeira, da máxima categoria. Portanto, a todos, eu quero saudar e agradecer também à Federação Equestre Portuguesa todo o apoio que nos tem dado. E tenho que terminar a dar um grande agradecimento à FEI por mais uma vez ter confiado em mim e em toda a minha equipa. A todos, um muito obrigado e já sabem, aqui neste canal podem nos seguir por live streaming e nós daremos as melhores imagens e vos daremos em primeira mão os resultados deste Campeonato da Europa, onde, não se esqueçam, as estrelas vão nascer aqui em Vilamoura. Muito obrigado.
Muito bom dia a todos. Sensivelmente 7 minutos para darmos início a mais um dia de classificativas. E hoje temos uma final, a final por equipas, Campeonato da Europa de Saltos de Obstáculos. Próxima prova é então a segunda mão da segunda classificativa individual e a segunda mão e final para as equipas. O tempo conseguido para a prova é igual à passou a ser agora ou a vala com um. So good morning to all. 6 minutes to start the second competition individuals for the European Jumping Championship and the second round of the 77 seconds for the second round.
Bonjour à tous, bonjour jeunesse.
Ladies and gentlemen, superb to welcome you back to day 3 of the FEI European Youth Jumping Championships. We're live here, the beautiful Algarve region in the deep south of Portugal. And our base for this 6-day competition is the beautiful Vilamoura Equestrian Centre. The battle is really brewing. Yesterday was a fearsome test set by Bernardo Costa Cabral. And our juniors have survived a gruelling ordeal yesterday to come back for this final of the team jumping competition. The team medals will be decided this morning. They'll come at the end of the 99 to start. It is the last 40. That are the 10 nations, 4 riders for each of those 10 countries that come back to battle for the European Junior team title. That is all at stake. This morning, we will have the first 59 to come. They are either the non-qualified nations that are bringing their individuals forward, because this is the penultimate individual round as well. Tomorrow will be the individual junior final at 2 p.m. Western European summertime. And those that are fighting still for the individual honours, it's a very close contest which is brewing up beautifully. I can tell you the top 9 are only covered by one fence leading into the 2 remaining rounds. 4 penalties separating Alice Lane, who leads away. Emerald Sit is in the gold medal position individually for France, 0.24. She's been brilliant this week. And Tom Wachman, again, has really caught my eye. That is HH Fireball's second, 0.35. The top 3, the podium, covered by only 0.15 of a penalty. It is going absolutely to the wire. And then down to 9th is 3.97, the score of Josephine Sangor, Mora Perez. The semi-edition had just the 1 penalty yesterday. 2.97 was her opening Table C competition against the clock score relative to Evelyn Putters, who was out in front for Belgium. She sadly suffered, along with the other one who's dropped right out of contention, the Dane. We are poised for battle, and a very good morning to you wherever you are watching across the world of equestrian sports. It will be a couple of hours before we come to the team conclusion, but I can tell you that Belgium are in a ultra commanding position. 0.83 for Rick de Red's quartet for Belgium. They can afford 2 down. They will need 1 clear from their 3 counting scores of their 4 combinations. They'll have 1 drop score permitted as ever in the Nations Cup format. They need 1 clear. And then two of their riders can have one fence down each to have a total of 8, and they can still claim the gold with 2 fences down. That is the luxurious position that Belgium enjoys. Switzerland second, 9.98. The battle for silver is red hot with Great Britain. Britain in the bronze medal position, 11.56. And France not far away either, 14.04 for the French quartet. Ireland again, close to the podium, 14.2 for Ireland. Italy, 18.62 in 6th position. Then it's Denmark, 22.39. The Czechs sadly faltered yesterday. They were brilliant. The Czech quartet of ladies on the opening day, but 24.57 is their current score. They sit in 8th position. Spain, locally based to the beautiful southeastern flank of Portugal, where we are in Vilamoura, 28.43 in 9th position. And Poland are our back markers. However, 27 nations did start the Junior European Championships. And 10th place for Poland is very respectable, 29.36. They will be the first to jump as the team rotation gets underway. But as I say, we start with the individuals and those that are not qualified team-wise, but still, of course, in the individual competition.
Thank you.
The course closed for inspection. Our juniors have had a good half hour to cast their eye around this very familiar course, an identical track to yesterday. There is, though, one amendment, and that is there is a pole on top of the water. It becomes a Liverpool at 9. It's ultra demanding, as we saw yesterday. I tell you, we are in for another cliffhanger of a penultimate junior round this morning. It's a fair course, to be absolutely precise. Bernardo Costa Cabral, though, has really put a big challenge to our juniors. Combinations coming back to back, 5AB, 6AB. There is no let up at all off that left-handed turn. The plank, red and white at 8, caused problems yesterday, but the most influential fence was the Oxer at 2. That was a really hard fence to jump clear. And the juniors will, I'm sure, have all had sleepless nights thinking about whether they can clear that Oxer at 2. We'll be underway very shortly. The scores for the individual competition will be carried forward from today's penultimate round into Saturday's final. The juniors will have a rest day tomorrow. They'll need one. And it will be 2 p.m. Western European Summer Time, the time for the individual junior final on Saturday afternoon. But we get underway this morning. And a very warm welcome to everybody who is watching. And we start with the very first of our 99 to come on day 3 of the FEI Junior European Show Jumping Championships.
And we start with Romania, with Maria Roman and Lavrashka.
We go essentially, and I use that word for a purpose, in reverse order. There is a few little chops and change to the reverse order after the 2 days of preceding competition, but we start with Romania. Maria Alexandra Roman will set us off, and I'm afraid the opening fence tumbles. This is Nebraska out on the course. 51.79 was their opening day score. That was the time differential away from Evelyn Putters, who was brilliant to lead the opening competition. They had 32 penalties yesterday, so they've already, of course, struggled with this course, and I'm afraid, yeah, it is going to be elimination for the first to start. So no change from the demands of yesterday. Why would there be? Particularly, only so much you can do overnight as a rider to come out on the same course the second day and make a markedly different picture. And I'm afraid elimination is the first result. That is Nebraska, Maria Alexandra Roman for Romania.
Nous avons Francisco Mendoza Peixe qui monte Balto de la Pomme.
The first for the home nation. We welcome Francisco Mendonça Pexe is number 2 to start for Portugal. This is Balto de la Pomme this morning. He's a superbly bred Maris Claudius crossed to Kashmir Vanta Shutasov. Similar picture. First fence tumbles. As I said yesterday, I'm fascinated to see coming into the Tokyo Olympics how many Kashmir Van Shutasov offspring are on the start list for Tokyo. I know there's certainly 2. Gazelle Ken Farrington for the American team, and Peter Fredrickson, 15 years of age, H&M All-In, his wonderful European champion of 2017. Both Kashmir Van Shutasov won a mare Gazelle and H&M All-In the gelding. Balto de la Pomme falters into that second of the 3 combinations. Owned by Francisco Jose Rocha. They had 24 penalties yesterday. Opened up with 51.79 was their point difference from Evelyn Putters. She had a 0. She sadly had 5 penalties yesterday to drop her out of top spot. Evelyn Putters 12th at the moment. Balto de la Pomme has jumped a much improved round. Okay, a late mistake as well. But more than solid from Francisco Mendonça Pexe. The second of this penultimate individual leg. We focus on the individual side of the competition for the start of this round because, of course, that Nations Cup final team competition will be starting a little bit later this morning. That's with number 60, Alexandra Lewandowski for Poland, will be the very first of our team riders that are still live in the competition.
Et nous avons maintenant la cavalière Patricia Costa y Melo Madeira qui monte Ecuador.
The next to come, Patricia Costa, Melo Madeira is out on the course. Ecuador starting 93rd position overnight and 25 penalties, 6 rails and 1 time penalty. Yesterday's total, the time for this course, 77 seconds. Well, they jumped the second, but sadly, top of that rainbow vertical at 3. This oxer over the water tray, the rustic oxer, another one causing problems. That score to my eye is wrong. They've had 3 down now. Should be 12, I'm absolutely certain. 2 the oxer, and that is the 4th rail. Now we're on track with 2 more going. I'm afraid the score is going the wrong way for Patricia. Out on the course. It's not easy with an identical round to come back if you've had a tough time and jump it. Takes a, well, shot of whiskey if you're a senior, certainly, to come back today. Ecuador down into this big triple bar. 3 from home. It's exactly the same score as yesterday, plus another time penalty. 2 time it is, 82-82, 26. Today,
26-2 were for time. The time was 82-82 for Patricia Costa y Mel Madeira.
So 26 for the pair for Portugal. Ecuador completing with Patricia Madeira.
And number 8 is from Hungary. We have Petra Tax riding Conor Pass.
The next to come, we welcome Hungary's Petra Takács. Is the new starter, lying overnight in 92nd position. This is the 11-year-old stallion. He's a Kotoki II, Lancer II son, owned by Csaba Takács, and Petra Takács is off to a good start. First to jump the opening fence clear. Mind you, Conor Pass, I'm already concerned about the clock. It's quite a steady canter they've established, but a super start. Of course, riders might calculate that they will go a little bit slower, risk a time penalty, because Conor Pass is a big horse, just to keep him together. But I'm afraid the policy falters at 4. But it's a good enough start here. Petra Takash, Connor pass down over that vertical plank at 8. It is her very first Junior Europeans, in fact, any European Championships, whether ponies or children on horses. So this is a good round she's assembling here. Likely will be her last, will only take the very top of the individual leaderboard through into the individual finals. But Connor Pass comes home. Things coming a little bit unstuck at the end of the round, and a time penalty. Couple of time as well is going to be.
5:48 for Petra and Connor Pass.
Et Petra Takax finit avec 20 points en 85 secondes 48 centièmes.
Number 9, it is from Romania, Catalin Stef, riding Caldera.
Connor Pass adding 23 penalties, and the total 50 is the score for Hungary's Petra Takash, just completing. The next to come, Catalina Seftea is away. This is for Romania. 91st place overnight. This is the lovely 9-year-old young mare, Caldera. Is away well here in Vilamoura. This demanding Bernardo Costa Cabral course, and like yesterday, they started at a very feisty tempo. Attacking this course, it needs attacking, but careful attack. You've got to keep the rhythm up, and the tempo and the momentum. But yes, Caldera, as you can see, just a little bit hot under the collar. Successive rails now, 3-4 rails down. Of course, the rider's in a little bit of a sense of shock as just how to tackle the course. You can well understand them just riding a fraction too forwards just to get around this course. Catalina Seftea. Caldera just looking a little bit, over the top, I'm afraid. But listen, they've ridden well. It's been a very positive performance, and down to the last pair of verticals. 24-28 is going to be the score that they must add. So 28 to add. It's going to be 70.08, the final score. 70.08 is the total for Catalina Seftea for Romania, just completing.
Ce sont 28 points en 73 secondes 93 centièmes pour Catalina et Caldera.
And time for the number 10 of the starting list is Daria Kuskushkina riding Traffic.
Et le numéro 10 est en piste pour la Russie, Daria Kukushkina.
We haven't had a couple of our early starters start this pair. We're due to start as number 10 of the 99 to come this morning, penultimate Junior European Championship round. We'll have that superb finale to the national team competition. Team medals will be decided just before around noon today here in Vilamoura, as out on the course Daria Kukushkina is away. This is Traffic. They start on 38.54, lying overnight in 90th position. Daria Kukushkina is jumping a very good round here. The second round, oh, shame the last couple go as well, because only one down before that pair of verticals. And it is going to be 12 to add for Daria Kukushina.
Et ce sont 12 points 75 secondes 87 pour Daria et Trafic.
And now is Latvia through Anna Alsina with Cleo, number 11.
Et nous avons le numéro 11 en piste pour la Lettonie, Anna Ania Alsina qui monte Cléo.
Well, a very good morning to you if you are just joining us. Early start to the day here in Vilamoura with two big competitions to bring you today. The juniors to complete the team competition, and this afternoon, 2 o'clock, Western European time, will be the young riders, second round for the young riders to come for the 2021 European Championships. But I'm afraid the Latvian has a hard start. Ania Alsina is already into trouble at that second oxer. This is the Latvian 9-year-old Collard Levantos, the first, gelding Cleo out on the course. Our fence team, course team here, put their fence back into good order, and Anna Alsina represents now for Latvia.
As duas recusas acarretam a eliminação do conjunto. So, for elimination to Ania Alsina and Cleo.
Et Anna et Cléo éliminés pour 2 refus.
A disputar então a segunda classificativa, segunda mão da segunda classificativa, individuais, categoria de júniores, e a segunda mão e final por equipas. Passamos para o número 12. Next will be Russian Federation, representing the Russian Federation, Daria Samokina and Easterborn.
Et nous avons en piste la Russie avec le numéro 12, Daria Samokina.
The next to come, ladies and gentlemen, the second early doors here on Thursday morning in Vilamoura. We welcome for Russia. Daria Samokina is the new starter. And this is a lovely Dutch-bred Eastbourne getting underway, 11 years of age. Cavalier crossed to Iroko, the dam sire, owned by Roman Samokin. And we look for our first clear of this penultimate junior round, and I'm afraid I speak too soon. Back bar of the rustic oxer is dispatched. That was, well, along with the oxer at 2, one of the most influential fences yesterday afternoon. But Eastbourne is quickly back into a composed rhythm here. Daria Samokina is jumping very well. Clear rounds were few and far between yesterday. It was only 13 clears out of the total of 102 starters. That just, again, reminds us of the demands of this course. And Daria Samokina has jumped a very good round here. Made a late adjustment into that pair of verticals, and it pays off well. Best round of the morning. Just the 4 penalties at the oxer at 4. 1 time as well. 5 days to add for Daria Samokina.
5 points, dont 1 pour dépassement du temps accordé, 77 secondes 62 centièmes.
And now it's Emma Butuka with Hector.
Out on course, Emma Butaka has made a pretty good start here. The young Romanian. Hector spinning back towards the final line, got a very deep stride into the vertical at 11, but emerges from right at the base of the fence and now down to this pair of verticals. Hector jumps through there very well. Very laid back looking horse, and they have those 2 rails down, 1 time as well, 0.81 of a second outside of the clock. 9 is the total that Emma Butaka will add. Yeah.
And now it's Nika Kummer and Experian AC.
Et numéro 14 pour la Slovénie, Nika Kummer qui monte Espion AC.
The new starter we welcome for Slovenia getting underway. Nika Kummer is out of the starts. Nika had 13 yesterday and already 8 to add today. And this is Epsilon AC jumping. Belgian sport horse, and again he's a Cashin van Schuddershoff crossed to Rex Z Gelding. Nika owns this horse herself, and it is number 14 of the 99 to start here in Vilamoura. Runs down, sees a good stride into that demanding diagonal line, 6B falling. Hard justice for Nika Kummer, having ridden that line very well. Got the approach bang on and just unlucky. 4 down for Epsilon AC, down to now the Liverpool water jump with that pole added on top. Nika Kummer turning down to this big triple bar. Jumps it, but a big standoff into the already wide fence, I'm afraid. And it is going to be 20 jumping and 1 time. 21 is the total.
26 for Nika Kummer.
I've got a slight issue with the scores, ladies and gentlemen. I think our team here haven't included the first day's total, which should be just running through. That is all counting. So I think 34 is not correct because they started on 34.1. I was very meticulous this morning. I noted down every score. Took a couple of hours, but we've got our team working on it. I think these scores are unreliable you're seeing on the screens. I will give you what I think is the position, and hopefully we'll hope to have a correlation between my impression and being on your screen. So apologies for this slight divergence. Timothy Tachenko is on the course, number 15 for Ukraine. And this is Bueno jumping. Dutch 15-year-old Colandro across the Hemingway gelding. Andrei Tachenko owns this. Very nice bait. Lightweight frame. He's got a lovely off the ground canter and he explodes out over 4. Beautiful jump at that influential oxer. Timothy Tachenko down now. These successive combinations are ultra demanding. 5AB, 6AB. And he's so well through that. This is a very good round here from the Ukrainian. Timothy Tachenko is still clear and he is riding beautifully. He's got 20 seconds now to come home inside time. Needs a good stride out of the corner and he gets it just about. Down to the triple bar. Bueno still fighting to deliver the first clear of this competition. And there it is. Well done. Clear Timothy Tachenko exhales violently, I would imagine. He had to put the brakes on down into that last pair of verticals. He did it successfully. And Bueno delivers the first clear. I think, again, he's not on 16. He's on 31.11. We will be getting the confirmation of this discrepancy, and we apologise for the confusion. Either the commentator's confused or the caption maker confused. We will find out the true story. The new starter, number 16, Sindre Svepstad, had 17 penalties yesterday. It was a good round otherwise. This Hunter Duas on the course. Elvis Taputa crossed to Elmshorn, the new starter. Sindre Svepstad has started very well. Again, like Timothy Tashenko, it's a superb start. Down now, 6A, 6B. Our team here in Vilamoura are working on the scoring issue on your caption. That will hopefully be resolved, so I'll give you what is the accurate score. I just have to take my word for it. We have found out there is a scoring issue on your screen, so we will keep you up to date. Sindre Svepstad brings 27.47 from the 2 prior rounds, 84th position. He lay in coming into this penultimate junior leg, and Hunter Duas is jumping an absolutely super round. He's going to have a time penalty, but it's been pinpoint accurate, and that, of course, is the paramount achievement. And Sindre Svepstad comes home. He is going to have 2 time penalties, and 29.47 is the total. 29.47 because he had 10.47 on the opening day, 17 yesterday, and the 2 time only today, clear jumping. 29.47 for Hunter Duas, just completing.
Et total du championnat 29.47.
And now it's number 17. It is Bogdan Vaskovski riding Emilion von Rock.
Et en piste la Russie avec le numéro 17, Bogdan Vaskovski qui monte Emilion von Rock.
Out on course and a couple down for Bogdan Vaskovski, out jumping. Emilion von Rock is on the course, 9-year-old only. He's had a very good round so far. Couple down, coming down to the yawning wide triple bar. Emilion von Rock, late mistake as well. 1 time to add. 13 that Bogdan Vaskovski will add. His score 25.66 into today. 38.66 is the total. That is 5.66 added to the score on your screen. That is because our caption result at the moment, not including the opening round of the competition. So 38.66 is the total.
Starting the course, we have number 18, Milena Berisha, riding Corlandos.
Et nous continuons avec la Russie en piste. Milena Berisha qui monte Corlandos.
The new starter is on course. Milena Berisha is jumping again. We stay with Russia. We move up 1 place in the individual rankings to 82nd position overnight. And Vladimir Tuganov is the owner of this Corlandos. 11 years of age, Kolensky G, crossed to Landerdale. It's a very good dam sire, Landerdale. It's got something like 36 Grand Prix offspring jumping internationally. And Milena Beresha has jumped a very good round so far. Halfway stage, down to the Liverpool water jump. Corlandos still going beautifully now. Green, white, and brown oxa soars out over that. This is a very good round here. Glad to see things are certainly starting to change in the combinations, our riders and horses' direction. It's an interesting course. You've got to attack it, but as I say, it's got to be a guarded attack. You can't go out all guns blazing and expect to jump clear because it's too intense in the middle. And Milena Beresha comes home. Good round for the Russian pair.
A total of 6:81.04 for Milena Beresha and Corlandos. So a total of 24 in the second competition and 31.29 in the championship.
6 points, 2 points pour dépassement du temps, 80 secondes de 4.
The next to come, we welcome Norway's Ingrid Sandhøy Bjørklund, the new starter. Ingrid brings a score of 24.15 to the start. She lies in 81st position overnight. And Ari Z looked good yesterday. A couple of rails down, admittedly, but it was a solid round from this Asker Z, Mr. Blue Gelding, 14 years of age. And Ingrid Bjørklund is off to a very good start here, the young Norwegian. That oxa over the water is demanding. Rustic oxa. Audi Z down to the second of the treble. 3 combinations. They all have their own difficulties. The oxa into the first is demanding. The back bar of the oxa into the 6A6B double. And then horses try lengthening down to the last pair of verticals. Also very hard to jump clear. Ari Z has jumped a very good round here for Ingrid Bjørklund and inside the time. Just the one fence to add it is 4 penalties that the Norwegian pair add, and 28.15 is their total.
12,
Not 12 because they had 16.15 on the opening day, and we apologise for this scoring shambles, but we're fairly confident that what I am delivering is the accurate picture because the individual scores do carry through throughout the week. There isn't a zeroing of the scores, as is the impression you are getting, I'm afraid. Next to start is number 20. Kristina Klebanova will be away for Monaco. The Principality of Monaco delighted to welcome them with their 3 juniors to the start here in Vilamoura. Kristina with Boreal de Rhodes, the new starters. 10 years of age. This mare, she's an Arpège Pierreville Haranacionaux stallion cross de Quera de Pulstra. Kristina owns this horse herself, and it's a very good start. Monaco down on the beautiful Côte d'Azur that runs all the way from Marseille across to Monaco. Incredible coastline. Boreal de Rhodes is really performing. Come out with real fire in their bellies. This is exactly that controlled attack I'm referring to. They're getting off the course, but keeping things balanced and rhythmical. Yeah, great turn from Kristina Klebanova. Just kept the hind quarters, the engine really tucked underneath Boreal de Rhodes. And coming home, it's going to be a time penalty and a late pair of mistakes, sadly. 9 is a total. Kristina Klebanova adding 9, and the total will be 31.69. Not as on your screen, 31.69. The pair for Monaco's total.
A total of the championship until this moment, 32.69.
9 points, 1 pour dépassement du temps accordé en 78 secondes 14 centièmes. Total du championnat 32,69 pour Christina et Boréal de Rhodes.
And now is Ukraine through Ilya Tchetchenko riding Forzas.
Et nous avons l'Ukraine en piste avec le numéro 21, Ilya Tchetchenko qui monte Forzas.
Timothy Tyshenko was superb earlier, and Ilya Tyshenko getting underway, number 21 of the morning. This is Forzas out on the course. Ilya bringing 23.03 to the start. Early rail down, front bar of 2 goes once again. Andrei Tyshenko owns this 13-year-old gelding. And Ilya, yeah, 2 front bars of 2 early oxers tumbling. 8 is the score they carry. Another rail sadly goes down into that second combination, so 12 is the total. Ilya Tyshenko, big takeoff distance away from the Liverpool, but he does jump it, and that is the important part with the addition of the pole. And Forzas now coming down to the final 3 fences. 12 is on the card, but oh yeah, and the penalties now, I'm afraid, clocking up as well. It will be 20 to add for the Ukrainian. And to my mind, that is a total of 43.03. They brought 23.03 to the start, and they had 20. That is 43.03 because they had 3.03 on the first day. That is where again the scores have their discrepancy.
Et 20 points, 74 secondes, 75 centièmes. Total du championnat, 43,03 pour Ilya et Forzas.
Starting the course, we have Denmark with Lona Lindel riding Urvet O.
Et le Danemark est en piste avec le numéro 22, Nuna Wildfang Linde qui monte Urvet O.
The new combination out on the course had a very good opening competition, the Table C on Tuesday. 6 was their total. They had 17 yesterday. Tough day on Wednesday. And they started well, but 2, now 3 rounds, I'm afraid, Philippa. So Nuna Wildfang Linde, it is out on the course. This is the horse Cohen by Christian Linde and the SCO Absolute Horses. Yvette O. Dutch mare is jumping. She's 11. Douglas Cross to Manhattan, bred by the VDL stud. Powerful. Home before sport in the Netherlands. And Jovetto just having, again, a similar round to yesterday with 4 mistakes on the Danish card. 3 fences to jump, and time is going to be tight as well. Nuna making her debut at the juniors here this week in Vilamoura, and is going to be, yes, 1 time penalty.
4 over the fences and 1 for time. Total
24 jumping and 1 time. 25 for Nuna Wildfang Linde, and 25 plus 23 she brought into today's competition. It's going to be a total of 48. 48, and she had the 6 on the opening day, which again is the difference between 42 and 48. Just to explain why we have a different scoring system. I'm pretty sure we are right. We're trying to work on the scores on your screens at home, and apologies for that. As a commentator, we always assume we're wrong, but I've been meticulous this morning, and we are working on that error. The new starters, Beatrice Bacchetta is away for Italy. This is number 23. Jade van der Gavaranch is jumping. Qualibet Hero cross to the famous Nabab de Rev. Nabab de Rev, the famous sire of the brilliant rider Philippe Lejeune, who won the world title in Kentucky 2010. Nabab was on the World Games team for Belgium in Jerez de la Frontera 2002. Team bronze again with Philippe Lejeune. Vigad Arsoy, Nabab Derev's son, who won that world title in 2010. But a couple down for Jada van der Gaverant, regardless of her bloodlines, on this demanding first half. The second half isn't easy either. Jada comes down to the water Liverpool. Beatrice Paqueta, her junior debut here in Vilamoura. She was in Mill Street. Children on Horses of 2016. Team bronze it was as well with the Italians. That is a good round, bearing in mind the difficulty of this track. Identical but for the white vertical round on top of the water jump, coming off the big spread at 9. 18 is going to be to add, and 30.81 is the total. 10.81 was her score on the first day. The combination for Italy completing. We go in reverse order, ladies and gentlemen, and the score's getting better and better. Jumping from 99 up to 59 in reverse order. Then we start the second ride of the team competition, second round of the teams, to complete our medal podium. Just across noon here in Vilamoura. And as I said at the top of the programme, belt for the FEI Junior European title for 2021. Now we come to Alexandra Wichplo out on the course for Poland. Very nice start for Casaleo Z jumping. 22.46 their score after the opening 2 rounds of the competition. They lie overnight in 76th position. Alexandra Wichplo makes her junior debut this week in Vilamoura. Down now to the Liverpool water. Jumps in nicely. Casaleo Z still looks very calm and confident. 8 penalties. They're going to naturally have a time penalty of 3 on the finish line. But I tell you, this lady is riding very coolly under the heat of the pressure. And well through the last pair of verticals. Impressive. She's only 16 years of age, Alexandra Wichplo, and her debut. Europeans. Well onto the pair for Poland, just coming home. We have another 6 more to come before the first of our breaks this morning. This beautiful Vilamoura Equestrian Centre. Busy year for Vilamoura this year. 17 international competitions. They've had 9 already. This is week 10. The season running from late January right up into November. And many riders will take the big advantage of the beautiful warm weather conditions and get their young horses down here. Their senior horses as well. Enjoy the 220 kilometers of the beautiful Atlantic coast that's just on the Vilamoura doorstep. Octavia Ilasoy is our new starter now for Romania. She starts on 21.39, coming into the competition. 25th to jump. And Amaretto RC is off to a great start here. Down into the first of the 3 combinations. And then, yeah, brave line. I was slightly questioning. She rather cut into that diagonal line. Didn't quite set the horse up straight into that second combination. Pays a big penalty exiting with 2 rails down. Octavia Illisoy turning down towards home now. Just that early mistake coming into 6A. Costa with a pair of rails. One more will go on the home journey.
So
It is going to be
3
12 jumping
down
and also 1.06 out of the time. 13 is the total. Octavia adding 13 and 34.39 is going to be the total score. 34.39 the total. Because you did have 8.39 not on your screens on the opening day.
78 secondes 6 centièmes. Total du championnat 34.39 pour Octavia et Amaretto.
Starting the course, we have Hungary with Yannick Redding Zordan.
Et c'est parti pour la Hongrie avec Anna Janik qui monte Zordan.
Anna Yannick is on the course and she starts with 21.28 and looked very good yesterday. Yes, it was 17 the score for rails and one time, but Zordan jumped a very good round and he's come out today in better fashion even. Just one down for the 18-year-old stallion. Two 18-year-olds coming in the Junior Europeans for 2021. And Anna Janik is riding very well. She is going to be close to the time. But just that one early rail, and that is a very good round indeed. 5 it is to add for the pair for Hungary. 26.28 is their total. They had 4.28 on the first day to add those 22 penalties from this round and yesterday's.
26.28 total of the championship.
5 points pour dépassement de temps accordé, 79 secondes 48. Et total du championnat 26.28 pour Anna et Zordan.
Germany number 20.
The new starter we have four to come before the first break, and Mick Hauenhorst is our new starter. Mick brings his beautiful Dutch young 8-year-old gelding Courland across the Matterhorn, and Ireland is on course. Mick was at the Children on Horses Europeans in Fontainebleau in 2018 aboard Conquest, and that was a very good performance, 25th individually and team gold. His junior debut. 3 down yesterday around this beefy old track of Bernardo Costa Cabral. The German pair here start very well. This pair together since June of last year, so only 1 year their partnership, and they are forming a good bond. Mick Hauenhorst down to the Liverpool Water. He's an exciting jockey to watch. He sits beautifully. Hands in a super position just above the horse's withers, keeping a contact. Like the great Marcus Enning. Doesn't let go of the horse's head for a moment, Marcus. And not dissimilar in the contact. That's a big compliment. 1 down and 1 time. 5 days for Mick Hauenhorst coming home. He'll add the 5 for 25.74 the total. At 8.74 on the first day. 25.74 for Mick Hauenhorst and Ireland completing for Germany. Good round. That is very first Junior Europeans.
74 points.
5 points, 1 pour dépassement de temps accordé, 78 secondes 31 centièmes. Total du championnat 25.74 pour Mick et Irlande.
3 more to come, ladies and gentlemen, before the break, and Turkey, represented by Burak Alparslan, is on course. Burak bringing 19.19 the start score, and I'm afraid another one to fall foul of 2. The Sandogs As I said yesterday, I think the explanation, yes, it's a big wide fence, but horses early on the round not totally focused, and because it blends into the footing, that is my best explanation for the problems at 2. But I'm afraid Calabia Z is having a really tough start here for Burak Alpaslan. Our guest from Turkey completing tough round it is this morning. 28 penalties, I'm afraid, for Burak to add. It's going to be 47.19 the total. He had 7.19 on the opening day. Just completing out on the course for Turkey.
Seconde 57 centièmes, total du championnat 47.19 pour Burak et Kelibia.
Well, certainly I'm relieved to hear our stadium announcers correlating with my scores, and 47.19 the confirmed score. So again, we apologise for the incorrect information on your screens. We are working on it. And of course, as we move into the second and final team competition, it will be crucial, those correct scores to award the medals in the right directions. Now we come to Switzerland's Gaëtan Joliat on new starters. Florent and Nico Joliat own this Veron de Hus Z. 8 years of age, the mare. She's a Vivaldi de Seigneur daughter, bred by the Harad de Hus. A lot of superb horses coming out of that stud. And Gaëtan Joliat is off to a great start here in Vilamoura. Switzerland sending a powerful team to Tokyo. Martin Fuchs, Steve Gardin, Brian Balsinger. The trio going to be very hard to keep off the gold medal position, I would imagine. For Ronde de Hus Z, though, I'm afraid, successive problems for Gaëtan Joliat through the second of the 3 combinations. Gaëtan, his junior and indeed any European Championship debut this week. And still only 15 years of age. That is impressive. So you got a real talent. And Veron de Hus is a lovely, compact ball of jump. And coming home for Gaëtan Joliat, and it's going to be 8 to add. The total, 26.6 for Veron de Hus Z, just completing.
20 points for this second competition and 26.6 points.
So just to confirm, 26.6 is the total for Gaëtan Joliat, just completing.
Total du championnat 26.60 pour Gaëtan et Veron.
Temos em pista o cavaleiro português Vasco Escudeiro monta Mills Sheridan.
Et nous avons en piste le Portugal avec le numéro 30.
The last of the first session, still proving this track, no surprises. Little change overnight, just the addition of that water white rail over fence number 9, proving again very demanding as the last of the first session getting underway. Vasco Escudeiro we welcome for Portugal. This is Mills Sheridan. 1 down on the first 3 fences. This the ex-Secret Pride Empire across to Iowa gelding. Now Vasco into difficulty into that first combination. It's certainly demanding coming out over 4, which already is a very big square oxer. You've got to make a superb turn and then just hold your nerve, trust your eye into that first combination. And of course, if things start to uncouple here, you can't recover before the successive combination that comes right here. So quick thinking, quick resetting if need be. Horse or rider mind is absolutely at a paramount. Vasco Scuderia, he makes his junior European debut this week here in Vilamoura. It's a tough school for our juniors over these 2 days, but they're going to learn a lot, certainly about pressure riding, about just trying to hold the nerve calm and steely. Vasco Scuderia is going to come down to the end of the course. Time penalties will be added, but all but that early issue. It's been a good round. Okay, Vertical goes down into the final combination, and 15 is the total.
So a total of 15.
Mills Sheridan completing the first session with 15 to add, and 32.88 is the completion score. So, ladies and gentlemen, all of the big guns, both in the team competition and individually, are all still to start. We finished the first 30 of the 99 in total to come for this penultimate Junior European Championships. Just to remind you, only 4 penalties covering the top 9 that sit at the top of the individual standings, and Alice Lane is in the gold medal position with Emerald Sit for France, 0.24. Belgium, 2 fences in hand for the team gold medal. Join us again in 5 minutes. Thank you for watching. Cup of tea time. We'll see you in a moment.
Muito bom dia a todos. O meu nome é António Moura, sou o show director do Campeonato da Europa de Vilamoura 2021, que vamos dar início no dia 18 e que se prolongará até o dia 25 de julho. Vilamoura, para este campeonato, aqui em Vilamoura, eu reunia uma equipa extraordinária que é o garante de que tudo se vai passar da melhor forma possível, em que todos nos iremos esforçar para o conforto, o vosso conforto e dos vossos cavalos. Já que estamos a falar de conforto, começo-vos a falar que as previsões de temperatura são entre 25 e 28 graus, portanto, fiquem descansados, não há nenhuma onda de calor aqui por Vilamoura, há sim o bem-estar de todos e onde todos vamos poder, com certeza, nos divertir imenso a ver este campeonato, onde, com certeza, aqui irão nascer novas estrelas deste desporto que nós tanto gostamos, o salto de obstáculos. Nós já organizámos em 2004 aqui em Vilamoura também um campeonato da Europa e em 2011 também em Portugal, na Comporta. Portanto, nós somos um garante de uma experiência ao longo dos anos, além de todos os concursos de 5 estrelas e de CSIOs que temos realizado ao longo de toda esta nossa vida equestre. Aqui nascem as estrelas. Nós aqui em 2004 tivemos Roberto Whittaker, Ben Mayer, Juliano Melchior, Edu Aznar e Sérgio Alves Moya, para dizer só alguns nomes, os outros que me perdoem, mas a lista é imensa. Na Comporta também tivemos os irmãos Philip Hart, o Martin Fuchs, a Lisa Nuran e o Jos Verlooy. São realmente, isto vem-nos dar a ideia de que, com certeza que aqui dentro destes 280 cavaleiros que vão aqui estar presentes em Vilamoura, destas 30 nações, vamos ter novas estrelas do nosso desporto. E isso sim, a renovação é um imperativo da vida e, portanto, congratulamos-nos muito de poder participar nessa ajuda e nessa de fazer nascer estas novas estrelas. Vilamoura é o sítio ideal para a prática do hipismo na Europa. É o melhor sítio, não tenho a menor dúvida. Portanto, no inverno como verão, nós temos um clima muito ameno que permite sempre podermos praticar esta nossa modalidade que tanto gostamos e amamos ao longo de todos os anos. Por isso nós termos aqui em Vilamoura várias turnês de inverno, verão e outono. Não me resta muito mais para vos dizer, apenas que é com queremos desejar a maior sorte a todos, que ganhem o melhor e que nós estaremos aqui para vos apoiar e vos dar, incentivar para que corra tudo pelo melhor. Não quero deixar de me despedir sem agradecer aos nossos sponsors, pois sem os sponsors nada disto era possível. E muito especialmente à Caixa Agrícola do Algarve, ao GPA e ao meu amigo Michel Fanquel, que teve uma intervenção muito firme sempre junto dos meus concursos, a apoiar-me, e também à Vilamoura World, que é a nossa grande anfitriã, que é a dona deste resort maravilhoso, que é Vilamoura, com todos estes hotéis, casinos e restaurantes de primeira, da máxima categoria. Portanto, a todos, eu quero saudar e agradecer também à Federação Equestre Portuguesa todo o apoio que nos tem dado. E tenho que terminar a dar um grande agradecimento à FEI por mais uma vez ter confiado em mim e em toda a minha equipa. A todos, um muito obrigado e já sabem, aqui neste canal podem nos seguir por live streaming e nós daremos as melhores imagens e vos daremos em primeira mão os resultados deste Campeonato da Europa, onde, não se esqueçam, as estrelas vão nascer aqui em Vilamoura. Muito obrigado.
After will be the presentation for the team championship. Will be the presentation with the masks on, please.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Vilamoura for this big Thursday of competition. The junior penultimate round individually and the final team round is underway. We'll have 40 of the top 10 teams after yesterday's initial team round to come to battle for the team medals. We have another 30 to jump before we come to the team conclusion. And the individuals and the non-teams that haven't qualified, they're all still part of the individual competition, looking all to qualify for the individual finals that will come on Saturday. The individuals for the juniors have a rest day tomorrow. Of course, the team competition completed after this competition. But a lot at stake. And it's superb to welcome you all back to the Vilamoura Equestrian Centre. We're in the deep south of Portugal. Beautiful Algarve region, 31 golf courses and an equestrian hub of serious quality to enjoy for our European Championships. Superb coastline, the Atlantic coast, and as I said earlier, over 200 kilometres of beach line that our junior team winners later can go off and enjoy. They'll have a great Friday tomorrow on the coast, I hope, and then they'll be back refreshed for the junior individual final come Saturday at 2 o'clock. Western European summertime is the time to set your alarms for. We get back underway with Croatia. Combination number 31 of the 99 to come. We're a third of the way through, just under a third through this penultimate junior competition, and Leah Jelmick will restart the action. Leah makes her junior debut this week in Vilamoura. She's got a very good championship record already. Balkan individual silver in Turkey. That was the Istanbul Championships of 2019. Brown Gold Lady won the individual silver. Fourth as well with the Croatian team. Team Gold came the year before in Zagreb at home in Croatia. The Croatian capital in 2018. That was Team Gold, and individual bronze again with Brown Gold Lady. This morning it is Flyer for Leah Jelmick. Off to a great start here, the Croatian. They start in 64th position. We work in reverse order up through the individuals, and then again the teams will all start in reverse order. First rider rotation, second, third, and the final riders. More about the teams in terms of the format of the competition as we come to that in about an hour or so. Flyer is jumping an absolute cracker here for Leah Jelmick. He's a Dutch gelding, and again, Nabab de Rev is the famous sire. Flyer coming down to the home turn. And Leah Jarmek has jumped a very good round indeed. Is going to be just outside of the time, I think. Yes, one time it is.
And it is only one time penalty for
But Leah Jarmek, the important change on the judging side of things from yesterday is that there was the white rail placed over the water. It is now a Liverpool, as we term it. And the only requirement with a Liverpool is that you jump the vertical. And whether you splash through the water, unlike yesterday, where if that had happened, that would be 4 penalties. Today, Leah Jarmek is unscathed jumping. But for that one, what we thought was a mistake, but not penalised. And one time only, Leah Jarmek will complete on 18.02, leading score so far here at the Junior Europeans. Madalena Aloy has the home flag flying, and it's a very sharp start. Attacking, I'm a little bit concerned it's nearly too aggressive. We will see. I hope not. Forrestal de Sang-Shen. Yeah, didn't quite again prepare that turn into the second combination accurately. Just cut it into that second double like most of those at a full string are doing, not just quite giving the horse enough time to assess the double. Another Oxa back bar goes. 2 back bars have fallen for Magdalena Aloy, but I tell you, this has been a fighting performance. It's a very, very quick round as well. She makes a mockery of the time. Okay, the last goes as well, but I must say, impressive today. Came out really fighting. Exactly the same score as yesterday's round. 12 it is again. And Magdalena Aloy will finish on 28.32. At 4.32 to add to that 24 on your screen. 28.32, the total.
Total of championship 28.32 to Madalena Aloy and Forrestal de Sang-Shen. 12.70-16 le temps et total du championnat 28.32. And now for Germany, number 30.
Our new starter, Alia Knack, just signals to our ground jury that she needs a moment to allow Campari the 7th just to finish business before getting underway. And our ground jurors, very warm welcome this morning. Bruno Labscher for Switzerland is the president. Daniel Barbino Gonzalez for Spain. Didier Gond for France. João Renas for Portugal. And Jose Alvarez Nashon are our quintet of judges today. And Alia Knack is off to a great start here. Campari 7 brings a score from yesterday and the opening day of 16.15 to the start, lying overnight in 61st position. They had a very good Table C opening competition with 3.15 only. Yesterday, sadly, was 3 fences down, 1 time for 13, and again, this nigh on identical round is proving demanding. Couple down at the halfway point.
Jumping 14, 75 seconds, 08. Total of championship 24.15. 8 points sur les obstacles, temps 75 secondes 8 centièmes. Total du championnat 24.15 pour Alia et Campari. And next to go for Netherlands, Senna Evers Redding, Kersvin Vanti Rosaker. Emma Evers and Kersvin decide to retire. And next to go also for Netherlands, number 35, Wesley de Boer riding Sissi. Et nous avons les Pays-Bas en piste avec Wesley et Sissi. And 12 foot, 76 seconds, 90. Total of championship 27.12. Et ça fait donc 12 points pour cette épreuve. 76 secondes 90. Total du championnat 27.12 pour Wesley de Boer et Sissi. And next to go for Romania. Number 36, Stefania Stoica Schumann riding Kader. La Roumanie est en piste. Stefania Stoica Schumann and Kader eliminate for 2 refusals. And next to go, number 37 for Hungary, Balázs Tóth riding Rolls-Royce. Et nous avons la Hongrie en piste avec Balázs et Rolls-Royce. for jumping 14, 73 seconds, 15. Total of championship 28.36. Et ça fait 4 points, 73 secondes, 15 centièmes. Total du championnat 28.36 pour Balázs Toth et Rolls-Royce.
Well, superb effort from Balázs Toth. He has a mirror round of yesterday's 4-4 performance, and it's a very good 18.36. Great pair of demanding rounds under the saddle. He'll be well proud with his week here in Vilamoura. The new starters, Oliver Pisarik is on the course for the Czech. This combination, number 38, Don Corleone is away. Zangaseda, 10-year-old de Senat, across the Ideal de la Loge, owned by the Bohemia Energy Company. And Oliver Pisarik, he lies 54th overnight. And again, a very creditable 14.2 penalties, only his start score. Oliver Pisarik is jumping a absolutely superb round. Okay, one fence down, but it's demanding. I love this horse. That high head carriage, athletic over the fences. Outside of the time, it's going to be 1.99 seconds over, but it's a very good four jumping and one time. Oliver Pisarik will complete it. Penultimate round with 5 to add. 19.2 is the total.
5 points pour dépassement de temps accordé, 78 secondes 99. Total du championnat 19.20 pour Oliver and Don Corleone.
And now it's time for
number 39. We now welcome Ida Selen, another junior debutant this week here in Vilamoura, out on the course, and this is the superb, eye-catching grey mare Elizabeth out of the starts. 11 years of age. Applause across the Coleman, this stunning grey mare, but I'm afraid fence 2 grits its teeth, bares its teeth once again. Early mistake for Ida Selen. She rode in Zuidewolde, her first Europeans. Poof, huge airtime, not the perfect takeoff point, but clears forward. But yeah, Elizabeth saying, I'm afraid, Mum, takeoff distance wasn't perfect into the preceding obstacle. I'm not going to jump again. Sad to see for Ida Selen. Yes, and I'm afraid when half a ton of horseflesh objects to jumping, it's always what you say to the animal rights activists. You can't make a half-ton horse do what it doesn't want to do. I used to ride a warm blood. It's a 4 or 5-year-old, and he did not want to jump water. You could try, you could pat him, you could cry, you could smack him, anything, but it didn't work, and that is always animal lovers' stance, the obvious stance against the activists. Just physically impossible, and I'm afraid we see that with Elizabeth this morning. She objects, and it's going to be elimination. Sad to see for Ida Selen. Well, 3 to come back-to-back for Sweden. I must say Sweden has become like a second home for me over the last decade. It's been such a privilege to commentate in the great Scandinavium in Gothenburg for the World Cup finals of 2016 and 2019. And I've taken the nation to my heart as on course now, Lily Landgren. Lily is at her second European. She was in Fontainebleau for the Child's European Children on Horses of 2018. That was with Escusa. Touch of Chile out on the course. Irish sport horse, 17-year-old. Out of touch, across the Diamond Chin. Owned by Helen Landgren. And the Swedish pair have started beautifully. Now that is the correct approach to 6AB. Straight, not cutting the corner, chasing the time. There's no need there. Big Ox around a 6B will find you out. Touch of chili. This feisty mare down to the Oxer at 10. And Lily Landgren. We haven't had a clear for a long time. And we, I'm afraid, stay missing one. It's been a very good round for this pair. And sadly, they bounce out the penultimate vertical as well. 8 jumping penalties, it will be inside the time. They've been in great form coming into the championships. They were 5th in Virden. That was the Nations Cup, with a clear and 1 down for the Swedish team. They will have 8 out on the course at Bernardo Costa Cabral this morning. And Lily Landgren will finish on 21.57 is the Swedish total.
21.57 pour Lily and touche of Chile.
Next is Sweden. Sweden through Ebba Danielsson riding Tiga Valioli. Z.
Et nous avons la Suède avec Ebba Danielsson qui monte Gavoli Z.
As I say, 3 to come back to back for Sweden as away goes Ebba Danielsson. It's a superb start for this very talented Swede. Gets into the base of 4, but Tiga Valioli Z has got the carefulness to clear that big rustic Oxer. Ebba is keeping up a good early pace, but again, good enough line into the combination. Yeah, attacking through there. That was gutsy from the young Swede. 13.51, the Twisted de la Pomme mare score. Tiga Valioli Z brings into this Junior European second team penultimate junior individual round. Ebba Danielsson is hopefully here, dare I say it, delivering the first clear we've had in a very long time. Ebba Danielsson now down to the pair of verticals. It's so unlucky. It was a great round. She attacked from the outset, and I was confident of a clear round, but I'm afraid it is the penultimate for Tiga Valioli Z. 4 penalties to add. Ebba Danielsson, 17.51. Yes, we have a correct score. I'm delighted to say we have harmony here in Vilamoura. And there is the total for Tiga Valioli Z just completing.
And now for Norway, number 42, Martin Marie-Romo riding Dinero de Laudry. Et c'est la Norvège qui est en
the new starter, and yes, 11.72 on your screens. The score 3.72 on the first day. 2 down yesterday. Martina Marie-Romo is on course. This is Dinero de Laudry, joint youngest horse of the Junior Europeans for 2021 at 18 years of age. Lebab de Rev crossed to Skippy the second, bred by the Haras de Laudry, and Martina owns this. Big gelding herself, sadly faltering at fence number 4. Martina Marie-Romo coming down the final line. Dinero de Laudry has gone well, but it was the early 4 penalties for the pair for Norway. That score will hopefully be amended, and it is 15.72 for Dinero de Laudry just completing. Good round, early mistake for the young pair for Norway completing.
96. Total of championship 15.72. 4 points, 76 secondes 96. Total du championnat 15.72 pour Martine et Dinero de Laudry. And next to go, number 44.
This lady jumped very well yesterday. It was 2 down, admittedly, but it was impressive to watch. Elizabeth Knaus, we now welcome. This is the individual for Austria out on the course. She brings Cancun to the starts. It is her second European. She was in the Pony Europeans in Stregon 2 years ago. Marcin Konarski's South Polish hub of equestrian sports. Cancun jumped in the Nations Cup in Hagen in mid-June. But I'm afraid another one to have the early rail at 4. But I'm glad we've got the correct start score. That, of course, has made me very happy. But we don't yet show the 4 penalties they add. That will come later. But carrying 4 penalties. Elizabeth Knaus back to the red vertical plank. Like yesterday, there's a lot to like here. Just keeps this horse in a strong rhythm. Doesn't fluster and hassle the horse approaching the fence. Just keeps everything very smooth, very constant. That is my observation. Cancun, 3 to go. Again, fence 4, catching out quite a few, one after another, to be fair. It is just that one mistake. 15.3 is the total. Elizabeth Knaus improves on yesterday. Well done to her. Cancun completing.
15.30. 4 points 75 secondes de 14 centièmes et total du championnat 15.30 pour Elisabeth et Canco. Next to go for Ireland number 44, Ella Keighley-Reading, Horrend H. Et nous avons l'Irlande en piste avec Ella et Horrend.
Well, now we welcome the new starter. Ireland's Ella Quigley is away, 11.07, as opposed to the leading score after the opening 2 days of the competition. Emerald Sit and Alice Lane, 0.24. Ella Quigley jumped a perfect clear yesterday, one of the 13 clears only around this demanding course. And Horrenda H has again started very well. Great when you can have that confidence of yesterday's performance to bring into today. And the Irish lady is again producing a carbon copy so far of yesterday's great performance. Horrenda H, this lovely Dutch 9-year-old mare only, Tornesh, the father. And Ella Quigley is just breezing around this track and looking very good on the time as well. Ireland, the team competition, they lie in 5th position. Ella not part of the team, but I tell you, it's a very good pair of performances over these 2 really demanding rounds. Ella Quigley, her junior debut, after 11th in Shamarin, the Children on Horses Europeans of 2017, rightly delighted. Great to see. That is Horrenda H with a pair of clears. I tell you, there won't be many double clears around this course at the end of today's analysis. That is certainly one of them. And the first of the competitions to jump a double clear Wednesday and now Thursday. It does mean Ella Quigley will stay on 11.07 and our leader approaching the halfway stage in our Junior European Championships. Lassie Nolting on course for Germany, Lazio. It was 5 penalties yesterday, and I'm afraid opening early mistake for Lassie aboard this Holsteiner 13-year-old Lancer II, Cello Gelding. Lassie making his European Championship debut this week in Vilamoura. Nicely through that diagonal line. 8 plank, water, Liverpool 9, and that big Oxer at 10. It's a nice round. I love this horse. He's a powerful, Regal looking great. Running down to the final combination. Just that one down early. And Lassenolting comes home. It's a very solid round for this German debutant. And 14.65 will drop him just out, down behind Ella Quigley. But a solid performance. And Lassenolting's championship career is underway this week. Good luck to him in the future. Looks like a superb horseman, and it's a lovely horse to watch. Lazio, 13 years of age. They've got some mileage left as a partnership.
It is time for number 43.
Out on course, we welcome Ingmar Hammerström, the new starter. Sweden sadly had a tough time, didn't qualify as a top 10 team in the team competition. But Ingmar Hammerström, he's caught my eye all week. He's a devilishly effective little jockey. And it's a superstar. Nickel Indoor clear down through 6AB to 7. It's no surprise when you consider he was the Pony European champion in Bishop Burton. That was in 2018 with Ocean Das. Team Silver for Sweden again in Yorkshire, but just coming down the back bar. That big oxer at 10 is a late mistake. Nickel Indoor bringing 10.32. Very good opening competition. 2.32 only in behind Evelyn Putters. And then, oof, awkward distance into that pair of verticals. And I'm afraid it is a second problem. Great first half for Ingmar Hammerström. Couple of rails down on the road to home. 8 to add, and 18.32 is the Swedish total.
Total du championnat 18.32 pour Ingmar et Nicoline Dor.
Now it's Ukraine number 47, Anastasia Bondarieva, riding Quickborn 8.
Et nous avons l'Ukraine en piste avec
just getting underway at her 5th European Championships that started in Mill Street in Ireland in 2016. Her best finish that was 7th individually. Delighted to welcome Anastasia Bondarieva on course for Ukraine. Quickborn has made a sharp start this morning, 10:33 here in Portugal. And Anastasia bringing a total forward into this penultimate individual round of 10.1. Just one down yesterday. That was the Oxer at 2, which Quickborn is very well through. Anastasia powerfully through the diagonal line. It's a strong start for this talented Ukrainian. Quickborn at the Youth Nations Cup finals in Oplebeek last year. And coming into Vilamoura, prepared in Knokke in Belgium. And Anastasia is riding an absolute peach of a ride here. This is perfect, pinpoint precise. It's been attacking, but exactly in that manner I advocated. Cautious attack, and it pays off beautifully. That is a super clear. The clear round, to be fair, she's deserved this week. She's ridden really well. Got unlucky yesterday, and Anastasia Bondarieva bursts out into a great smile. That is a completion score after today. Quickborn 10.1. Best score so far. We have jumped 47. Well done to Anastasia Bondarieva.
Total du championnat 10.10 et c'est la deuxième place au provisoire.
During the course we have Netherlands through Mike Schwartz riding Twisted de la Pomme, number 48.
Micah Svartens is our new starter. Championship debutant this week here in Vilamoura, out on the course. She had a brilliant opening competition, 1.74, right in touch with Evelyn Putters, but I'm afraid Twisted de la Pomme is another one to object to that big oxer into the first of the three combinations at 5A. This horse is superbly bred. Darko for pleasure. Well, we're going to see later Anthony Philipparts in the individual competition. Belgium, he's part of that team that sits in gold medal position, and his father Ludo Philipparts guided Darko into 7th position individually, the Olympics in Barcelona in '92. So some links here between our current competitors, their fathers, and the breeding of Twister de la Pomme.
Seconds 35 hundredths for Twister de la Pomme.
It's a tough round, I'm afraid, for Micah Spartans, 22.74. Adding 13, 12 jumping and 1 time, the total for Twister de la Pomme just completing.
And now it's Monaco.
Now this man really impressed me yesterday. He had the latest of mistakes in the pair of verticals, but I tell you, he rode beautifully, a real horseman. Just lets things happen underneath him. We welcome Inigo Lopez de la Ossa Franco to the start. Damour van Het, Han Verhey, let me try that again. Damour van Het, Hanne Viehoff Z is jumping. 11 years of age. Diamond de Semi crossed to Bentley. This mare, she's superb, blood type of a mare. She's very careful by nature. Inigo makes a precise turn into 6AB, pays off well through that diagonal line. Now, I'd love him to jump a clear. He deserved it yesterday, and so far, so good. Neo Lopez de la Ossa Franco turning now for home. He's kept up a good time, 9.58, just to keep his nose ahead of Anastasia Bondaryeva. And yes, there is the clear. Well done to him. He's been an absolute superstar over these 2 days around this beefy Bernardo Costa Cabral course.
In a total of 70.58. Championship.
I'm absolutely shocked. Did he have 2 down? Because I think the score means he must have. I apologise. I was just enjoying the style of the rider. But I'm afraid 17.58 means he did have 8 penalties out on the course. Yeah, we can be mesmerised by watching horse and rider. And I got caught on the young man from Monaco. 17.52. Sorry, 17.58 is the total. We will get there. Number 50 now, ladies and gentlemen, is away. Amber van Maal starting. Gregorius van der Vrendt is on course, 10 years of age. This, the KWPN Royal Dutch National Stud Books gelding. He's a Gelles van VDL a Million across to Corland gelding, owned by Paul van Maal. And yes, 9.46 in 36th position overnight. Vilamoura is one of the 3 corners of the Algarve's Golden Triangle. Comprises one of the largest single tourist complexes in the entirety of Europe. It also has the largest marina in Portugal. Berths 1,000 vessels overnight. And Lisbon, 260 kilometres up to the northwest of Vilamoura, the Portuguese capital. Superb location. And Amber van Maal has jumped a very good round indeed here. Well done to her. Gregorius van der Vrendt.
Into 3rd place of the 2nd round for Amber
and delivers a superb clear. Well done to the pair for the Netherlands, and 9.46 is the correct score.
1,46 pour Amber et Grégorius.
And now it's Finland through Aura Vazama riding.
So we continue on our reverse journey up through the scores, getting better and better. And then we'll have the final team competition starting. That's places 60 through to 99 on our start list. And we have another 15 or so to come. No, not 15, more like 12 to come before that Nations Cup concludes, as we welcome Aura Vazama is on the course for Finland. Aura riding the Dutch mare, 11 years of age, Van Gogh across the A-horn for Linda. Jumping, early mistake into the double 5A, sadly. Aura Vazama, deep spot into the Liverpool, gets away with it. Felinda jumps well, as we said earlier. Doesn't matter if you impact the plasticine or the water. I don't think there is even a plasticine on the back of a Liverpool. It's not needed. Just whether they clear that vertical, that is the judge's assessment solely for a Liverpool water. And Aura Vazama, it's a punchy round for the young Finn. Well done. Things certainly are improving here. Finally, riders and horses getting the measure. Bernardo Costa Cabral's very demanding European Championship track. It is just the one down. Aura Vazama will add the 4. 13.13 is the finish total.
Agora é a vez do cavaleiro português João Patrício monta C Grand Canyon Z.
Et nous avons le Portugal en piste avec le numéro 52, João Patricio, qui monte C Grand Canyon Z.
The next to come, this pair, as seasoned European Championship partners, because they were in Zuiderwalder's Children on Horses Europeans of 2019. João Patricio is away. This is C Grand Canyon Z. 41st as a pair in the Netherlands 2 years ago. On home sand here at Vilamoura. Good jump at the second, and he's quick to just accelerate away from that ox, having got some big air time, keeping his eye on the 77 second time. 10 years of age, Colter Z crossed to Corial Z. The big chestnut is off to a great start here with João Patricio. Economical turn, but again, he just kept a straight approach line, and that's beautifully through. 6AB down to the Oxer at 7. Well, this pair have put in some serious legwork in terms of preparation for the Europeans. They have been competing solidly since June of 2019. And we're really seeing that partnership in full fruition here. Well done. João Patricio comes home. 9.12 was the score he brought out to the competition. Apologies, we've lost our clock, but he was just over the time. It is a clear jumping, 1 time penalty. And João Patricio will complete with the 1 to add. 10.12 is the home total for the rider for Portugal. Well done. His second Europeans is going very well.
Total du championnat pour João Patricio et C Grand Canyon Z, 10.12.
Temos a Alemanha em pista, através da Amazona, Hanna Schrader monta Lakisha.
Well, Germany had a very tough week so far in this junior Europeans. Their young riders are doing much better on the individual, sorry, on the team podium, the German young riders. And we welcome now Hanna Schrader is our new starter. Hanna with Carsten Hook's Lakisha. This Oldenburg 11-year-old Laudanos Lance to the second mare. Laudanos stands up in the north of Germany. I met him well, probably 6-7 years ago. Lovely chestnut stallion. Hannah Schrader is off to a good start here. Her score, 8.63. Just the one down yesterday. 4.63 in the opening Table C competition against the clock. Keisha makes a deliberate good turn. No, but I thought it was a good turn. Maybe just kept flowing a little bit too forward. Didn't just quite put the mare back on her hocks in advance of the plank. Just trusted her to jump it. And that is the only mistake. Mirror image again of yesterday. 4 penalties for Hannah Schrader. Coming down to the final combination. Yep, jumps it very well, but I'm afraid it's just that plank at 8. The 4 to add, 12.63 is the total. Ah, there was another mistake. Didn't see that one, but it is 16.63. 8 the total for Hannah Schrader and Lakisha completing.
Total of the championship 16.63.
8 points en 70 secondes 24 centièmes. Total du championnat 16,63 pour Anna et Lakisha.
Temos o conjunto número 54 em pista. For Netherlands we have Tiemann Vos riding I've Got the Key.
Et nous avons les Pays-Bas en piste avec Tiemann Vos qui monte I've Got the Key.
The new starter is off to a perfect start. Tiemann Vos is out on the course this morning. 10:47 here in Vilamoura, and I've Got the Key is up and running very well. Tiemann at his second Europeans. He was in Zuiderwolde at home in the Netherlands 2 years ago with his other horse Theo. Team Gold it was, no less. And I've Got the Key. It's a punchy, very confident start here for Tiemann as he turns into the plank water oxer. Diagonal cut. They jumped in the Nations Cup team in Hagen mid-June, jumped well, clear round. Out of one of the 2 rounds, had a couple down in the other, but they've been in good form of late. Just one time as well in the Grand Prix, again in Hagen, over 140. And Tiemann Vos has jumped a very good round. It's going to be a late mistake, however.
So it is a big fault in 76.40 for Tiemann Vos.
Well, it is going to be one earlier mistake and that vertical down into the final combination. 8 penalties for I've Got the Key, and Tiemann will complete on 16.61 the total here in Vilamoura. The next to come, sadly not part of the British quartet leading into this final team round this morning, because Britain lying in the team bronze 11.56, but Lila Bremner is on course for Britain. Lila started with a very good 3.02 on the opening day. She had 1 down yesterday. Good performance. And Memphis van der Vaart is up and running. 9 years of age, Elvis to put up. Cross to up, Chiqui. Lila Bremner down 2, 4. Deep spot, but jumps it. Okay. But now we've seen those that get deep to 4. They've got to attack into the combination. And Lila does just that. Positive riding. Lila Bremner decides that Memphis van der Vaart just backing off, so gives him a little wake-up call early doors. Consequence of that deep spot at 4, I think, but Lila has now got this combination heading towards a clear round. 7.02. Not out of the individual chase entirely. Lila Bremner, I tell you, has really got after this course in impressive style. That was very cool.
74.97 for Lila Bremner into second place of this.
Just to attack early on. Lila at her second European. She was in Stregon for the ponies in 2019 for a team silver and does stay on 7.02. Superb recovery early on. They hadn't had a mistake, but just had to change the mindset of Memphis van der Waard and did a great job.
Et nous avons en piste le Liechtenstein avec Jennifer Ostader qui monte.
The new starter, this pair are well capable of jumping a clear here. They had a superb opening competition, 2.4. Just one down yesterday, and Jennifer Hofstadter is on course for Liechtenstein. CSIO Bell starts very crisply. 9 years of age only, Tinker's boy, crossed to Gonfaron. It's a pair I've got to know well over the last couple of seasons down in Grimaud, south of France, at the upside jumping series of Sadri Fegia. And it's a very nice little horsey. As I said before, reminds me distinctly of Hermes Rhine of Simon de Lestre. But sadly, out of the combination, 6B is the one blemish. Jennifer Hofstadter coming down to the final line here in Vilamoura. As a real hallmark of her riding is this attacking style. And that is a very good effort. Okay. Couple of fences down, but this course we know is no walk in the park. It's her second Europeans only after Zuiderwolde, with the horse that Simon de Lestre will take to the Tokyo Olympics. Part of the French quartet, Berlac Z was her ride in Zuiderwolde. It is 8 to add. Jennifer Hofstadter and CSIO Bell will complete, adding the 8 on 14.4. Now this pair, there were only 13 clears yesterday and they delivered one of the perfect rounds, so trying to repeat the performance. We had a great double clear for Ella Quigley. They are going to be few and far between, I'm absolutely certain. Black and roll. Oh, Baptist Eichner just topples the top of the Oxer at 4. Baptiste Eichner straight as a die through 6AB to 7. That demanding line. They had a win in Hagen over 135 to prepare beautifully for the championships. Nations Cup as well in Hagen for this pair. Clear and one down. The French team were 4th in that Nations Cup youth battle. Baptiste Eichner turning for home. Ireland won, Max Vachman with the horse he rides here, part of that winning team for Ireland, as was Cara Charlton. The winners in Hagen, but a bit of a troublesome run for home, sadly. Baptiste Eichner will add 8 penalties to his card. 2 rails can't match the clear of yesterday, sadly. 13.84 is Black and Roll's total. France's young Baptiste Eichner just completing. But it's a very good championship debut. His first juniors completing here in Vilamoura. The French team, which is sitting very handily up in 4th position, 14.04. We'll come to the teams, of course, a little bit later. Now we come to Monaco. Number 58 jumped a great clear again yesterday. This is the big grey Castro W away with Anastasia Nielsen. 13 years of age, he's a Caiado Alube Z gelding, owned by the Nista company. And starting on 5.82, we are into the top 20 here. There'll be some individual scores that are outside the top 20 to come in the Nations Cup, but this pair in touch here. 0.24, the leading score of Alice Lane and Emerald Sit in the individual standings. This is a very polished round here. Anastasia Nielsen, big jump at the water. Just fought to get the contact back, but just kept the rhythm purring down to that big oxer at 10. She's giving this horse an absolutely beautiful ride. He's got a beautiful round back over the fence, this horse. He's a bascula. And that is a very good round. Anastasia Nielsen looks back to check all fences are standing. I haven't seen every mistake, but I didn't see one on that occasion. And it's a lovely clear, 5.82. Well done to Anastasia Nielsen. Real exhibition around this Junior European Championship course.
Total du championnat 5.82 pour Anastasia et Castro.
And now the last before the break we have Evelyn Wouters and Ulde Rotz.
This is the last before the crucial break, before the team battle starts. And this lady incredibly dropped from the Belgian team because she led after the Table C, the opening day, with 0. Had 1 down and 1 time yesterday, and 5 the luxury Belgium have that they could discard Evelyn Wouters' score. 0.83 is the dazzling total that Belgium will bring back to the team competition in a moment. But we focus on the individual standings because 5.82, just 200ths of a penalty ahead of Baptiste Eichner coming into the individual competition. Evelyn Wouters is away well. Ut de Rot makes no mistakes through the first combination. Evelyn Wouters is in absolute cruise control. This horse has a big ground covering canter, so I think the time is comfortable, even though they look fairly steady. Evelyn, team bronze individually, 7th at her debut Europeans in Fontainebleau. That's 3 years ago. It's going to be just inside the time, pretty sure, and Evelyn Wouters jumps a beautiful round. Just the 1 fence down out on Bernardo Costa Cabral's course, and it is going to be 9 the total. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching crunch time here in Vilamoura. We have the 40 to come, 10 teams that have been invited back to the second and concluding round of the Team Nations Cup competition. The battle is on for the European Junior Team title. Belgium very much in command of the competition on 0.83. Switzerland, Britain, France and Ireland are our top 5. We take a 10-minute break from Vilamoura. We'll see you because the team competition is about to complete. Thank you for watching. We will see you soon. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Vilamoura. It is a crucial time. You rejoin your screens wherever you are watching in the world. It's great to have your company. Myself, Ed Holloway, it's a privilege to bring you this completion of the team competition, the Nations Cup for the 2021 Junior European title. We have 40 combinations still to come from the 10 nations that have qualified as the 10 best team scores after yesterday's opening team competition. They carried also these scores through from Tuesday and from Wednesday morning, and we are left with 10 teams standing. The position, I can tell you, overnight, Belgium are in a superb position. 0.83 for Belgium. Rick de Raad's team have got a good foot on the podium. They can have 2 fences down. 3 out of the 4 combination scores will count. They will have, as each team does, the advantage of a drop score. It means if they can jump a clear and have 2 with 4 penalties each, they will claim the gold medal. Switzerland lies second, 9.98, and Britain in the team bronze, 11.56. Then comes France, 14.04. Ireland are fifth, 14.2. Italy, 18.61, so that is Italy 7 penalties behind Britain on the podium in third. Then comes Denmark, 22.39, the Czech 24.57. They faltered yesterday, sadly, the Czech Republic. Spain, penultimate, 9th place, 28.43, and Poland are our back markers in the Nations Cup. Poland, 10th place overnight, 29.36, but they've done very well as of all of the 10 nations to qualify. We start with the first rider rotation, and the trailblazers for each of our 10 teams getting underway over the next 25-30 minutes. Alexander Lewandowski, he makes his championship debut here this week in Vilamoura, is away. And Jasmine Van Het Halterhoff has the 2 oxes down, 2 and 4, I'm afraid. As we say, 4 combinations for each of our 10 nations. Schäfter Keeps had to declare their teams on Wednesday night in advance of the first team round proper. Although, as I say, the scores have carried through. 1 of the 5 sadly excluded from the team. Alexander Lewandowski. 2 down as a powerful attacking performance for this very tall young Polish rider. Jasmine coming down to the last combination. Alexander Lewandowski has the 2 early oxes. That is the 8 penalties for the Polish trailblazer. Poland naturally will try and have that as the drop score. We'll move them on to 37-36 as a team. And individually, we must, of course, keep our eyes, or at least half an eye on the individual competition, which, of course, continues today and will finalise on Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Haters to add, he finishes individually 13.83. Alexander Lewandowski. 15.47 is the start score individually. And Spain 28.43 into this final team competition. Emilio Garcia Torres Solano, I'm afraid, takes that oxer of 4. Down through the second of the combination, 6A, 6B. Very big square oxers, 2, 4, 6B and 7 are all very substantial. But again, it's a bright round here from Emilio as he comes down towards green, white and brown oxer. Well, that's a very good effort from the first out for Spain. It is just the one fence down, 19.47 individually. And the first for Spain just has the edge on the poles. One down it is for Emilio Garcia Torres Solano, 4 to add. Again, they've got the 3 to come. We'll be hoping to drop that 4 penalties.
And chef d'équipe of Czech Republic, it is Roman Drakota. In the arena have the first representative.
Well, the Czech Republic had a quite superb opening day. They were brilliant in the Table C on Wednesday. 0.95 Anna Helabrantova scored. That was great. Couple down yesterday was the 8 penalties she added, 8.95 individually. The Czech team in 8th position overnight, 24.57. Eppo van der Achterhoek Z is on course.
This team brings a total of 24.57 to the second round.
It's a very punchy start from the trailblazer for the Czech Republic as their day 1 form is resurfacing. I was so impressed with the entire Czech team on the opening day. And Anna Helabrantova rips down to the water. Still clear to my eye as she turns now to home. It's a very good round here. Her second Europeans with Eppo in Fontaine's Children on Horses Champs of 2018. It must be a quick round on the clock, and it's going to be a superb round. Nevertheless, it's the latest of mistakes.
So it's 4 faults in 76.39 for Anna.
4 penalties to add. 12.95 is the total she carries on individually. And just that late mistake, great round from Anna Helabrantova. 4 penalties it is for Eppo van der Achterhoek Z completing.
And it is time for Denmark. Chef équipe Boekmuller. And with 25.39, this is the points for the second round. The first combination is Gabriel Strigel. Right.
Denmark overnight in 7th position. And the trailblazer for the Danes, Gabriel Strigel, getting underway. We can't wait for the Echo World Championships next year in Herning, 2022. Jumping, dressage, para-dressage and vaulting is the 4 equestrian disciplines on the lineup to come for the World Champs in Herning. It's going to be some occasion, but I'm afraid Gabriel Strigel can fly. The Danish trailblazer tips the top of the Oxer at 4. Can flies on course. She's only 9. Canan's daughter. Canan, the celebrated world sire, his most famous son, to my mind, is Steve Gardin's London 2012 Olympic champion Nino de Buissonnet. Can fly down accurately to the Liverpool water. Still carrying just that 1 mistake here for Bo Muller's Danish team. She's a lovely scopy mare, and Gabriel Strigel has given this mare a very good ride indeed. It is just going to be the 1 fence down out on the course. 4 to add inside the 77 second time. 16.34. We must keep an eye on the individual tallies as well as they build towards the finals. They'll have a well-deserved rest day tomorrow, but that will be 2 o'clock on Saturday. 4 for the first for Denmark. So just the 1 down for each of the trailblazers for Denmark, the Czech and Spain. Early stages of this second and final team round here, the Vilamoura Junior Europeans.
The first combination, it is Marta Vittoria Martari riding Jazo Nerhova.
Nous avons maintenant l'Italie en piste. Chef d'équipe, Monsieur Marco Bergomi.
Italy are within 7 penalties of the bronze medal position that is occupied by Team GB at the moment. As on course, the very first for the Italians, Maria Vittoria Matari is away. This is another superb mare. Like Can Fly, young enough, 11 years of age. Jazu van het Nerenhof is on course. Italy to try and deliver the first clear of this final team competition. Maria Vittoria Matari rides a bullet straight line, but it doesn't pay dividends, sadly, faltering out of the line at 7. First blood to our course designer, Bernardo Costa Cabral, who's built these demanding tests for our juniors. Yeah, very awkward at the Liverpool. That will go unpenalised because cleared the vertical. Maria Vittoria Matari now turns to this big triple bar, meets it perfectly. Down to the pair of verticals and jumps them very well. It's a superstar for the Italian team. Just the one fence down, 4 penalties to add. 9.86 is her total individually. And like Denmark, the Czech and Spain, it is one down for the Italian trailblazer.
Total du championnat 9.86 pour Maria Vittoria et Jazu.
Now it's Ireland. Chef d'équipe Mr. Liam Buckley. And Ireland has at this moment...
The Vachman brothers have been absolutely superb this week. And Max Vachman is Ireland's trailblazer. Ireland in 5th position overnight, 14.2. They are less than 1 fence behind Britain on 11.56 in team bronze at the moment. Max Vachman is away. This is Brooklyn de Hoos jumping. 10 years of age, Conrad crossed to Ferger male. And owned by the Coolmore Show jumping. Max Vachman is up and running to deliver the first clear of the junior team final, I'm afraid. The Oxer of 4, just as I was rather liking this start from Brooklyn de Hoos. This horse has got scope to burn. Doesn't stand very tall, but boy, makes up for it in sheer scope. Max Vachman presses down to the water. As ever, he's giving this horse an accurate ride. I love the way he just sits in a perfect balance, just hands, just hanging suspended, not interfering at all. Brooklyn de Hoos is on the home run. Just that Oxer at 4 is the one blemish, so all of our team trailblazers have had one down, apart from the starter for pole, with the 2 for Poland, I should say. Max Vachman, it is the early mistake. Brooklyn de Hoos will add the 4. Individually will go to 12.42. And Ireland, well, they would like to discard that score to try and make an impression on our team podium.
Time for France with Chef d'équipe.
Now, this is fascinating because this lady, she lies overnight in individual gold medal position, 0.24. Best junior so far this week. And the French trailblazer getting underway. Alice Lane is away. Emerald Sit is her 11-year-old Nabab de Rev, Corlin gelding. 14.04 for the French. They're within 1 fence of Great Britain. They're just over 1 fence behind Switzerland in the silver. So this is crucial here, both individually and for the French team hopes. Alice Lane just wavered a little bit in before the Oxer at 7, but as ever, just keeping cold as ice out on the course. Emerald Sit now 3/4 of the way round for Alice Lane to cement her gold medal position into Saturday afternoon's individual final. Off the turn beautifully. Oh no, the vertical goes. It was a big takeoff distance, and I'm afraid the gold medal position is going to fall out of Alice Lane's hands. You would think, and Emerald Sit has just that one mistake. We certainly are having a very level playing field for each of our team trailblazers. One down for each of our 7 nations so far, with that pair of problems for the first out for Poland. Absolutely nothing to split our teams. But I'm disappointed for Alice in terms of the gold medal individually, which is looking hard to come by now with the 4 to add. She goes on to 4.24 after the penultimate individual round. Now this lady jumps an absolute cracking round yesterday. It was immaculate. And Ava Vernon to lead off the British charge. 11.56. Britain in team bronze at the moment. And this is Jolie Fleur van der Noordheuvel. Belgian mare, she's 11. Good luck to Ava Vernon as she tries to make a carbon copy. She needs to do nothing different. It was immaculate. Good luck. First out for Great Britain. Tony Newbury is the season hand at the tiller, the chef de keep of the British team, coming to Vilamoura. Tony's been a brilliant servant to British show jumping. And Jolie Fleur van der Noordheuvel starts again powerfully. Such a compact ball of power. Ava Vernon, I tell you, she is as cool as ice. Reminds me a little bit of Holly Smith, the British rider heading to Tokyo. Just sitting so calmly in perfect balance and just guns through the middle of 6AB to 7. Ava Vernon's mare explodes out over the plank. And Jolie Fleur is looking absolutely fresh as a daisy, turning now for home. It's her very first European Championship. She has had a blinder. Finish this round, Ava Vernon, you are set for the stars. This has been a quite dazzling performance. Yes, Ava Vernon jumps home. That is so cool. I tell you, this lady is going to go all the way in world show jumping. She will stay on 0.39 individually in the bronze medal position. And with the problems for Alice Lane, that will put Ava up into silver at worst overnight individually. And Britain jumped the first clear of the final round of the Nations Cup. They're closing down on Switzerland. The gap between the two nations was about 1.5 penalties only between silver and bronze. So it is right to the wire.
9.98 of the team's championship. And starting the course, we have Linus Halsman riding Walk For Me, Quizzy CH.
Well, this man also delivered a stupendously good clear yesterday, and Linus Hanselman is off to a good start. 1.46 his individual score. 6th position overnight. In behind the likes of Ava Vernon on 0.39. And second, Tom Vachman, 0.35. Walk For Me, Quizzy CH, the Swiss grey, has started beautifully. Switzerland trying to join Britain with the second clear of this final team round. Linus Hanselman makes a great turn into this difficult diagonal line. Walk For Me, Quizzy CH to deliver the second clear of the final team competition. And he's ridden again. Oh, it's really unlucky. The last fence goes for Linus Hanselman. And he joins the fourfold train of France, Ireland, Italy, Denmark, Czech and Spain. One down it is for Linus Hanselman out on the course. So unlucky. After a great effort, it does mean that individually he will move on to 5.46. Drops him out of the individual medal contention I'm losing the power of speech. It's exciting stuff.
No,
5.46 for Linus
Belgium
Hanselmann.
is,
And the Swiss, well, they can drop that score with the pressure applied by Ava Vernon. They need to in the battle for Team Silver.
And Belgium has 0.83 at this moment. The first combination, it is Bart J. Jr. riding MacJack Courtier.
Et la Belgique est en piste.
Well, Belgium, as I say, they have 1 foot on the gold medal podium because 0.83 as opposed to the Swiss tally of 9.98. And Britain, their closest challengers at this point, of course, there's a drop score potentially, so we can't take a exact picture. But Switzerland just have lost a little bit of ground on Belgium. But now, this man to jumper clear here would give Belgium 2 fences in hand. That is guaranteed for the team gold. Bart J. Jr. van der Castile, no, he falters. Early, sadly, again, fence 4 claims another. MacJack Couturier is on the course. His start score was 1.62 individually, 7th position overnight. But that beefy oxer at 4 claims another junior scalp. Bart J. Jr. van der Castile. He was the quickest of the table C, had the last fence down, and he's had that 1 down today, and another one goes. No, 2 go, and he shunts his hands forward in frustration. That has got to be the drop score for Belgium, you would think. And I'm afraid it's a tough round for the young man for Belgium. His individual chances as well struggle. 12 to add, and 13.62 is the new score for Bart J. Jr. van der Castile. Sad to see. Belgium will have to discard that score. They can, of course, with 3 to come, have a clear and 2 4 falters and still claim the junior team title.
We are back to the second riders of each team.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the first rider rotation completes, and Britain, the only clear so far for Ava Vernon. Still Belgium, very much in the driving seat, but Britain closing down on the team silver. The battle with Switzerland is going very close here. We start the second rider rotation. Poland would love to discard the 8 of their trailblazer, Alexandra Lewandowski. But sadly, early rail the ox at 2 for Iga Biagalska. Dorevella is on course, and no, Poland will have to carry 8, either this one or the earlier one. And yeah, this I'm afraid is going to have to be the drop score now. 16 on the card. Iga Biagalska is having a really tough ride out there. This mare, she was bred in Poland. She's 13 years of age. Daughter of Aravel II, crossed to Dutch capital. But bearing in mind, 27 nations started. Poland did brilliantly to qualify for this team final in 10th position. But a tough round for Iga Biagalska.
It is
16 out on the course to add. Her individual total will go on to 36.42. And Poland will very much hope to discard that 16. Of course, if either of their 2 still to come, their anchor riders, were to have worse than 16, they will carry that 16, but we hope not.
Em pista temos o segundo representante da equipa que venceu campeonato por equipas de 2019, representante espanhol. Spain was the team that won the last 2019 Teams Championship.
Well, Spain, the second of the second rider rotation getting underway. Carmen Mateos de Urbina is on the course. She makes a very good jump. The stallion Alto de Talma. Out over 2 and 3. This stallion looks very careful this morning. 11:30 here in Vilamoura. Deep spot into 4. They survive. But already I've got my antenna slightly alert here that just needs to go a little bit more forward. Yeah, couldn't jump the Oxer at 6.8. But a little bit like Lila Bremner, who woke up her horse. I feel Carmen Mateos de Urbina needs to do just the same here. Yeah, because getting deeper and deeper. Alto de Talma bringing penalty score through to this team final. 20.97. I'm pretty sure just that one fence down. Again, I've been distracted because of just a slight lack of oomph from this Spanish pair. They're going to be pretty close to the clock as well. And well done, they come home in any case. The big stallion jumps home. And it is going to be one-time penalty as well. 5 is the total for Carmen Mateos de Urbina and Altos de Talma. 5 to add. So Spain have got underway. 1 down and 1 down and 1 time. They'll be hoping to discard that 5 to keep the pressure on the Czech that just sit at 1 ahead of them in 8th position into this team final.
And now it's Czech Republic with Mariana Milčíková.
The next to come, this lady had a superb table C on the opening day on Wednesday. Mariana Milčíková is the new starter for the Czech. This is Liv Young. 2.2 was a great score on the opening day. In behind Evelyn Putters is 0. They had 2 down, 8 penalties yesterday. They start on 10.2. And Mariana Milčíková is off to a very good start. Looks calm, looks very composed, not pushing and scrubbing unnecessarily, just keeping a strong, calm rhythm. I think because of the calmness that Mariana is clearly riding with, got out of trouble into the first combination, but then falters into the second. Liv Young with the 4 penalties on the Czech card. Mariana's, she's at her 3rd European Youth Championships, her debut juniors. Children on horses in Fontainebleau and in Shamrin in Slovakia. 2017, but the Fontainebleau result was very good, 7th individually. Just the one mistake in that early combination, otherwise super round. Mariana Milčíková comes home and Liv Young is inside the time. Just 4 penalties out on Bernardo Costa Cabral's team final course. 4 penalties for Mariana Milčíková. 1 down for each of the first 2 for the Czech Republic.
4 points, 76 secondes, 98 centièmes. Total du championnat pour Mariana et Liv Young, 14.20.
Puts her onto 14.2 individually. And there you see 1 down for each of Anna Helebrantova and Mariana Milčíková. The new starters, this pair, have an early rail, sadly, and it was very frustrating yesterday because they lay in 2nd position after the opening competition. 0.1 in behind Evelyn Putters. Josephine Christian Jakobsen is away with Dakar. Faltering start with that. Like so many have, I thought, yesterday. Probably 50 or 60% had the Oxer at 2. And I'm afraid another back bar of another Oxer. 7 is added to the Danish card. Dakar runs down to the Liverpool Water. Oh, Josephine Christian Jakobsen is going to come home, and it's an expensive 12 on the card, I'm afraid, for the young Dane. He's going to have no problems on the clock, but the second for Denmark will hope to be the discard score for Bomela's Danish team. Striked out on the card, as you see from our great team online to keep it the Swedish scoring system. They will carry that 4 for their very first to come. Hopefully, with Gustav Jakobsen and Josephine Morup still to start.
Starting the first, we have second combination for Italy is Victoria.
Well, still, just that one clear junior team finals proving ultra demanding. No surprises. Ava Vernon came up with the goods for Great Britain, as the second now for Italy is on course. She was great on the opening day, 8.69. Had her very tight to the leading total. 12 though, 3 down yesterday. And I'm afraid another early blemish for Vittoria Righi out on the course. This is the dude. Carry gold crossed to Argentinus. Vittoria Righi, though, rights the ship perfectly down through that line 6A, 6B and 7. And yeah, very well up over the plank. But under the pressure of this morning, there's another level of difficulty, that plank off the turn at 8. Vittoria Righi is at only her second Youth European. She was in Shamarin for the Children on Horses Europeans of 2017. It's a late mistake as well, a pair of them. So sadly, it is going to be a carbon copy of yesterday with 3 fences down. 12 penalties for the dude out on the course. It does put her on to 24.69, the championship running individual total. And Italy will hope to discard that score. They will carry the 4 of their trailblazer.
Back to Ireland with the second combination from Ireland team. We have Cara Charlton and Galina.
The new starter is away, and the second for Ireland out on the course. She also, like the dude, had 3 down 12 yesterday. Delighted to welcome Cara Charlton is away. Max Wachman, Ireland's trailblazer, with that 1 error. Galina has started well, but I'm afraid, just as I'm starting to like the rounds, 4 is a constant thorn in the sides of clear round hopes this afternoon. Galina, early mistake. Cara Charlton sitting on 8 penalties, slightly uncomfortably, I must say. Coming down to the Liverpool. Galina showing her awesome scope out over the Oxer at 10. Now, home turn for Cara Charlton. It is her very first Europeans, a big, big affair. Couple down out on the course, but it's a solid round coming home. Ireland, well, they can bank that 8. They'll hope, of course, to drop it. But with problems for the likes of Italy and Denmark in behind them with 12 for their last starters, for their number 2s. Cara Charlton has a very respectable 8 penalties out on the course, and it does mean that with Galina, 8 to add to 19.29, 27.29 is her total. It was 1 time as well, so 28.29, with 9 actually for the second out for Ireland. Getting towards the back end of the second rider rotation with 4 more of the second team starters to get underway. Jules Orsolini is out on the course. Apologies for the graphic. This is clandestine sass jumping. 17 years of age, Self-Francais Alain de Lecoeur crossed to Arpège Pierreville. Bred by Gerard Lefourneau and Jules Orsolini. Individually, 5.5 was a brilliant score to carry into today's final for the teams. 1.5 on the opening day, 1 down yesterday. And Clandestine SAS is going very strongly here. France, 14.04, with a 1 down for their, what was individual goal for Alice Lane, sadly. Looks to have cost her the individual title. So, Jules Orsolini, though, is righting the French ship here, keeping them very much in the medal chase in the team competition. And that is a vital clear in the battle with the likes of Britain and Switzerland for the silver and bronze. The French will hope to try and discard the 4 for Alice Lane. And that's going to put them very close to either Team Bronze or Team Silver. Well done to Jules Orsolini completing.
No, it is.
Well, Great Britain are sitting in a superb position after Ava Vernon's immaculate clear. And Amélie Gauchot, the second for the Brits. Miranda Gauchot owns this Master Imp 15-year-old. The Precious One is away very well. Amélie, though, I'm afraid it's the Rainbow Vertical Fence 3 that topples. And then into hot water. Deep spot taking off at 4. So 8 it is on the British card. Amélie Gauchot turning to the plank. Team Bronze it was in the Children on Horses Europeans in Zuiderwolde 2019. Amélie just steadies down to the oxer. Now, the home turn for the Precious One to try and stay on 8. Keep Britain in the medal chase. At the halfway stage of the final team round, time is going to be just okay, but I'm afraid vertical into the last combination goes. Sad to see for Amélie Gauchot completing.
12 jumping faults in 76 seconds.
Just inside the time, but it is 12 for the Precious One completing with Amélie Gauchot. It does mean that individually she will add 12 and 21.52 is her individual total. And Britain, they need to discard that score to keep them ahead of France, who got a clear in 4 penalties for Jules Orsolini and Alice Lane. Unlucky for Amélie Gauchot.
It is Noah Keller riding Julia's Diamond Princess.
Now the battle is starting to really bubble because Belgium's first out, he was in trouble. Barjay Junior van der Kasteel with the 12, so it's still wide open for the team gold between the likes of Belgium, Switzerland, the nation on course, Britain and France. We can't yet call it. Out on the track, 2 more to come before the halfway interval final of this team competition at the Junior Europeans. And Noah Keller out on the track for the Swiss. 1.54 from the opening day. He had just the 1 yesterday. 11 years of age. The Hanoverian mare starts really well, but just got stuck a little bit for power. Out of the second combination, back bar, first blemish for Noah Keller. But now, sensibly, just positively down to the water, just to try and restore some confidence here. Well, Noah Keller has jumped a very good round. It's not the one he ideally wanted. It is just the 1 fence down inside the time. And both Linus Hanselmann and Noah Keller in this team final battle, they have 1 down apiece for the Swiss at the halfway stage. Just 1 more to jump before we have a short break to gather for the final installment here for the team standings, the Junior Europeans. There's the Swiss picture, hoping to have 2 clears and to, well, cement the silver. Had a 2-penalty advantage, Switzerland over Britain coming into this final round. But Britain with 2 clears can certainly put some real pressure on the 2 remaining for Switzerland. But now, this is a crucial round getting underway here for Belgium. Aurélia Guisson. Belgium have got to now put 3 great rounds together. They have still got, if they can discard the 12, they need a clear and 2 4-footers to win the gold medal, come what may. Aurélia Guisson is on course. She lies 10th overnight. Start score here is 4.6. And it is an immaculate start, this mare. She's only 8 years of age. The Bab de Rev crossed to the famous grey Berlin. No Limit Van Het, Le Gieterhof Z has started perfectly. Both are Aurélia and her brother Tristan on the team for Belgium, so a family affair. And we have 3 fences for one of the important clears for Belgium. Will just right the Belgian ship, having been given a scare from their trailblazer. And there it is. It does mean that Aurélia Guisson with the clear for No Limit, that Anthony Philipparts and Tristan Guisson, they can have 1 down each apiece and still finish on 8.83, which is going to be clear of the rest of the field. So Belgium move importantly there towards the team gold. Great clear from Aurélia Guisson at the halfway stage. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we take a 5-minute break from the heat of battle. Things are warming up beautifully here in Vilamoura, and Belgium edging ever closer towards the team gold. The battle is still bubbling and brewing between Britain and Switzerland for the silver, and France also very much not out of the picture with a clear round for Jules or Cellini. We'll be back in 5 minutes, and we know you'll be here. Thank you for watching. We will see you soon for the conclusion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a short break, but I think at an important time just to update you with the team standings, because there is a change at the top of our leaderboard. Belgium, they can, of course, discard Barjay Junior van der Casteel's 12. They had that important clear for Aurelia Guisson, and it does mean that if Tristan Guisson and Anthony Philipparts can both jump clears, they will win the team gold on 0.83. So the Belgian dream is alive and well. There is the important change, though, between Britain and Switzerland, who at the halfway position, they change places because Switzerland must carry one of the fours for either Linus Hanselmann or for Noah Keller. It does mean that with 9.98 coming into this final round, they can at best now finish on 13.98. And that is the best total. That would also need 2 clears. But Britain, with the important clear, that beautiful double clear from yesterday and today for Ava Vernon, they will hope to discard the 12 of Amelie Gauchot. And Britain, with 2 clears, can finish now ahead of Switzerland on 11.56. So Britain are in the silver. In the team standings, Switzerland have dropped down into team bronze. 13.98 is the best the Swiss can now finish on. France, they remain in 4th position. And 14.04 with that great clear from Jules Olasini keeps France holding their position. Then comes Ireland, 18.2. The best they can now finish on. They have to carry Max Wachmann's 4 penalties into the second half. And otherwise things are unchanged between Italy, Denmark, the Czech Republic, Spain and Poland. They all hold on to their positions with 4 for each of Italy, Denmark, the Czech and Spain. And Poland must carry the 8 of Lewandowski, their trailblazer. So the best the Polish team can finish on is 37.36. They hold 10th position. That is the standings as we enter the second half of the team competition. And if you missed the first half, the other important news, because we focus dually on the team and on the individual competition, that the problem for Alice Lane, she had 1 down sadly. Alice was in the overnight gold with Emerald Sit on 0.24, but 1 fence down means she must carry now 4.24 into the individual final on Saturday, and that does now leave the door open. Tom Wachmann, he was second overnight, and Tom still to jump this afternoon, so 0.35. If he can jump clear, it is individual gold into the final for Tom Wachmann. That is lying ahead of us. So that's exciting for him after his brilliant performance thus far.
Temos faltar por cada equipa 2 representantes. And so all set to start this
the third rider rotation. Halfway stage of the team finals here in Vilamoura. We restart. And Poland, of course, the team's holding the same order after the results after yesterday's opening team leg. Poland lying in 10th position. And as I say, 37.36 is the best score. Poland with the 8 to add that they can hope for. And Olga Skrobat, she was dazzling on the opening day. 2.11 was a great kick-off score, and bringing Maria Skrobat's Quincy to the starts.
Et nous avons en piste pour la Pologne Olga Skrobat qui monte Quincy.
We have so far in the Team Nations Cup had only 3 double clears thus far. Ella Quigley for Ireland, brilliant with Horinda H. Anna Nielsen with the big grey for Monaco Castro W. And that crucial double clear for Ava Vernon that's got Britain eyeing up Team Silver. Ava Jolly-Fleur van der Noordheuvel, the third of those perfect double clears. We're back underway. Olga Skrobacz resumes the action. Well, the familiar tale, I'm afraid, is told once again. Fence 4, front bar of the Oxa tumbles. Olga at her second Youth European. She was in Šamarin in Slovakia. They were in 2017. Team bronze with Lily Marleen was impressive for her European Championship debut. Quincy turns this big Hanoverian back down this plank. Water Liverpool to Oxa line. This lady's a very cool jockey. Sits in perfect balance. Just keeps a great contact, and I must say, I think her future is bright as well. Just that one early mistake of 4, beautifully through the pair of verticals on the home journey. And 4 to add, 19.11 is her individual total. And Poland, they have to carry that score, certainly. They'll discard Biegalska's 16, hopefully. And yes, it moves Poland onto 41.36. If they can jump a final clear round, that would be the first team total here in Vilamoura. Now we come to a lady who delivered one of the 13 clear rounds yesterday. She was superb. There's a lovely Barre de Vin. Self-Francais mare is on course. Aranza Barasatwegi Garrow jumping. Apologies for the caption error. This the second of the third rider rotation. 81st of our starters. And they jump 4 beautifully. Eduardo Barasatwegi Salazar owns Barreau de Vin, but no. That is sad to see. Not the turn she wanted at all. Somehow has stayed in the saddle until now. What a shame. They jumped 4 so well, but then just overshot the turn into that first combination. Had a really awkward jump into the double. Aranza somehow survived, but then totally out of balance into the second combination. And we are very sad to see, after that great clear yesterday, her air jacket has gone off. And sorry for Aranza, hope she's okay. It is elimination for Barreau de Vin. It does mean that Spain will have to carry the 4 and the 5 and their team total, with 9 to add, with 1 more to come, is going to be 37.43 if their anchor rider can jump a clear. The new starter, as I've said a couple of times, the Czech was so good on the opening day in the Table C competition against the clock. They were superb. And Aliska Hasnedlova, 4.5 her score from Wednesday. She had a tough day yesterday with 3 down for 12 to add. This lovely fine built Vapora is on course. Czech warm blood mare. She's 11 years of age. Porta crossed to Regilio, owned by Radek Ruk. And Aliska Hadneslalova is out of the blocks very nicely. This is an exciting crop of juniors for the Czech nation. It really is. Aliska Hasnedlova has made a great start here. Down now 7, 8, 9 and 10. I love this mare. She is a wonderful mare. High head carriage, but just knows her job backwards. And Aliska Hasnedlova is tracking down towards the finish line. Oh, it's been another superb round. I can't speak highly enough of Aliska Hasnedlova. And well done. It is a perfect clear. Vipora delivers. And that is the first clear for the Czech. Does keep them on 28.57. If Teresa Svobodova, their anchor lady, can jump a clear. Well done. Great round from Aliska.
Denmark
the third of the second and final half of this team final. Vilamoura FEI Junior Europeans is rounding out in great style. Things certainly are vastly improving, expectedly, as we get to the sharp end of the Nations Cup. And Josephine Sandgård-Morup brings the semi-addition to the start. Holsteiner 14-year-old Diamanda Semi crossed to exorbitant full-blood Dam Sire. And the Danish team, well, they need to improve. They have to carry the four of Jens Striegel, their trailblazer. Sorry, Gabriel Striegel, it was. First out for the Danes, Bo Muller's team. And again, apologies for the outdated caption and scorecard. But jumping beautifully here to semi-addition. They have to carry that four. Now discard Josephine Jakobsen's 12 with a little bit of luck. And Josephine Sandgård-Morup is going really well here. Looks cool under pressure. Yeah, this pair are romping home here. Just the one down, but it's a very good round for the young Danes. Well done. They come home.
One fence down, 75-36.
Inside the time.
The semi-addition, and for the team at this moment we have 30.30.
And 4 penalties that Denmark will have to carry. They must carry 8 now. We'll put them onto 33-9. Here's the Danish total at the end of the third rider rotation for them.
In Campo per Italia, Margherita Fiorelli in cell.
Italy now needs to raise the ante a little bit as they try and hang on to Irish shirt tails. They carry the 4 of their trailblazer at this point. Maria Vittoria Matari and Jazu van Het Nerenhof's 4. Margherita Fiorelli is away. And this is Bloomer Semi jumping. Like to semi-addition, another Diamanda Semi offspring. This one, though, a mare. And Margherita starting 20.26, the score she brings into this team final. Got very lucky. Good see out over 6B. It had a proper wobble. Bloomer Semele down to the big open water. Margherita Fiorelli has still got this course by the scruff and collar. It's a very good effort here, turning. 4 to go. Yeah, I'm afraid I saw that one coming. It was overly cautious, just bunny hopping the canter into that late vertical, and that is a real shame. The final run for home is frustrating. It is going to be the 8 to add. Margherita Fiorelli and Bloomer Semi. They add 8 to the Italian total. It's going to be 12. The score they carry is going to be 30.61. With their anchor rider still to come.
And starting his round, we have Ireland, Tom Wachman.
Well, this is an absolutely crucial round for Tom Wachman because of the problem, sadly, for Alice Lane. She was in the individual gold medal position, but now Tom is in command. 0.35 his start score, and HH Fireball has made a great start here. Owned by Lady Bamford, 11 years of age, number 1. Dissot crossed to Toulon. Tom Wachman here with the clear. Will move ever closer to the individual gold, and Ireland need a clear badly. They've got to carry the 4 of Max Wachman. Tom down beautifully. The diagonal line turning now to the red and white plank, and he is still clear over halfway. The likes of Bertram Allen has been a former youth European champion, as has Harry Allen, and Tom Wachman is still clear. Coming down to the final line, the time is going to be just okay, and HH Fireball will stay in the individual gold medal position. And the crucial clear that Ireland badly needed as well does mean that Ireland can still finish on 18.2. Team bronze is still possible. But well done, Tom. He will jump a clear, hopefully, on Saturday in the individual European final to claim the junior European title, 0.35. He leads away whatever happens from here on in the penultimate individual competition.
It's time for France.
It is very, very close between Switzerland and France at this stage, halfway stage. 13.98 for Switzerland, France 14.04. 600ths of a penalty only separating the two countries that border one another. And Ilona Mazadri, RC Fu is out of the start very nicely. Individually, not in contention, 21.59, but she'll fight for the tricolor right now, down through the double. Ilona Mazadri is not even fluttering under pressure. This is ice cold. Just keeping up this strong rhythm. RC Fu right up in the bridle. And Ilona Mazadri is delivering a perfect round here for France. It's been a masterclass. This is how to ride under pressure. Absolutely brilliant. RC Fu is perfect. Ilona Mazadri delivers the second clear for France, and it does still keep them potentially on 14.04, and the pressure reverts to the likes of Britain and Switzerland, because France are waiting in the wings for any slip up ahead of them, and Team Silver or Team Bronze is still very possible.
Starting her round, we have the third representative of Great Britain, is Claudia Moore. Claudia Moore,
Great Britain lying in Team Silver after the halfway stage of this final team competition. Superb clear for Ava Vernon. Amelie Gaucho sadly had 3 down, so the pressure is firmly on Claudia Moore's young shoulders as hard Esther, 9 years of age only, Canan Cardento this mare. She's looked impressive over the days. 1 down 1 time yesterday. And I just took my eye off the Oxer at 4. And we'll have to wait and see. It was a good takeoff point, but I'm not certain. Claudia Moore down through 6AB to 7. Hard Esther powers down to the water. Like the round for Ilona Mazadri we've just enjoyed. It's so confident and attacking. Claudia Moore coming down to the big triple bar home journey. And yes, it was an early mistake at 4. I had my suspicions, and that is going to be just the one fence down and a carbon copy, I'm afraid, of yesterday. 4 jumping and 1 time for Hard Esther individually. That will put them on to 13.12. And it does mean that Britain, they do have to carry 5 penalties. So 16.56 is the best that Britain can finish on. And it's sadly a very expensive rail and 1 time penalty, because the door is open for now France to move ahead of Britain and claim the team bronze. Well, Switzerland now on course, and the Swiss 13.98 is the best score they can. Team Silver is in the offing here, and Geraldine Straumann is well away, Silver Surfer jumping. 14 years of age, Casal across the Levisto. They jumped a superb clear yesterday. Silver Surfer makes superb work down the line. 6AB, 7. Right in Silver Surfer's wake. Down now to the water. Switzerland moving ever closer here to Team Silver. The Junior European Championships of Vilamoura 2021. As Geraldine Straumann to put the icing on the Swiss cake here. It's an immaculate round. That is so good. And it keeps Switzerland very much in the silver medal hunt. Thibaut Keller will need a clear to keep Switzerland. Depends on what Launa Gara does the last for France, but well done. 13.98 is the Swiss score, with 1 more to come. Crucial first clear for the Swiss in the final round of the team competition.
And we have in the arena the last of the third riders of each team. Team Belgium.
Well, this is a very important round, both in terms of the fate of the team gold and individual gold, also not out of the question, because Anthony Philipparts was lying in 5th place individually overnight on just 0.43. Tristan Guisson to come. Ava Vernon jumped to clear, as did Tom Wachman. But Alice Lane into trouble, so Anthony could end up with a double gold. There's a long way to go yet, but it is all possible. And Jador Van Het Schank is away smartly. You'd expect nothing less from this great family of world show jumpers. Now he can have 1 down, and Tristan Guisson can afford 1 down as well for Belgium to claim the team goal. But a clear here would give Tristan Guisson a lot of breathing space, and he is going the very right way about doing just that. Anthony Philipparts turning on that meagre 0.43. 4 fences remaining. He hasn't yet won a youth European title. Just though, sadly, got a little bit strong in the hand. Jador Van Het Schank down into the last combination. And it is a frustrating late 4 after such good work had been set up. It does mean that Anthony Philipparts' individual chances, I'm afraid, fall onto rocky ground. 4.43 his score individually, and 1 time as well. So 5.43 his individual total.
So now it's when the
it does mean that Belgium, they have 5 added now. And it does put a little bit more pressure on Tristan Guisson.
Stop believing that it's possible to win. Let's start with Poland. Poland in the arena to
We come now, everybody, to the final fourth rider rotation. Here for the Junior FEI European Show Jumping Championships of Vilamoura 2021. And Poland to close their accounts. Underway, Daria Precek, the last of the Polish team. This is Monsan jumping. Big jump, but I'm afraid. Big takeoff distance as well at the Oxer 2 as the contact me. Polish gelding, 14 years of age. Hits that early. Real Achilles heel of many rounds over the 2 days of this virtually identical course. And oh dear, very awkward. Another Oxer. Just too far away. He can't make the back bar. Yes, that's sad to see Daria Precek after those early alarming moments running into further trouble with Monsan. Disappointing round for this young Pole. Back end of their team challenge. And just while Daria Precek gets back underway, I've just checked my mathematics, and despite the 5 for Anthony Fullapart, it does still mean that Belgium on 5.83, they have still got 2 fences in hand. So Tristan Guisson can have 8 penalties, and Belgium will still win the gold medal because the closest challenger at 13.98 is the Swiss, and that is assuming that Thibaut Keller jumps are clear. So Belgium are still in a very powerful position. We're very sad to see the problems. Daria Precek has an elimination, I'm afraid. Just asking too much of Monsan on the early part of the course, and the gelding saying, nope, I will not jump the Oxer at 10. Sadly, it is elimination.
And now time for Spain with the 4th rider of the team, Spain, Pablo Valle and Santiago.
57-36 is the first score we can confirm in the team standings. 57-36 for Poland at the close of play. Now we go to Spain and the second of this final rider rotation. Spain, after that disappointing elimination, they need a clear here to finish on 37-43 is their best total. Pablo Valle Espinado is on course. This is Santiago de Blondel jumping. Well, another one, sadly, to fall foul at fence number 4. This is the former rider of Manuel Fernandez Sarro, the double Olympian, World Games rider as well for the Spanish, one of the best in Spain. Santiago de Blondel weaves his way nicely down the line, 6AB to 7. Pablo Valle Espinado down now to the Oxer. He was part of that superb team gold for Spain in Zuidewolde, the last Europeans of 2019. And Santiago de Blondel coming down to the last combination. Just that early mistake for this new pair. And they cross the line.
It's for fault 76.89 for Pablo Valle.
It is just the 1 down for Pablo Valle Espinado. And there is the final score, 41-43. Is Spain's total at the culmination of their European Junior Team Championships.
Pablo Valle et Santiago de Blondel. Résultat de la Pologne 57-36. Résultat de l'Espagne 41,43.
Now it's Czech Republic with the last.
Alicia Hasnedlova jumped a superb third round for the Czech. They're one clear of the final round so far, with the one down for each of Mariana Michlikova and Anna Helobrantsova. Now Teresa Svobodova to anchor this impressive developing Czech team. And they can still finish on 28.57, which would be a great effort. With Denmark, 30.39, the best for the Danes, and 30.61, the best for Italy. The Czech here could move right up into 6th position. Teresa Svobodova starting individually. 1.42 the first day was brilliant. One down only yesterday. This girl knows exactly how to ride. I tell you, I'm very impressed. Teresa Svobodova running around the corner, just keeping Britannia back on her hawks. A Czech pair through and through. This was bred in the Czech Republic as well. Teresa at her third Junior Europeans in Zuidewolde and in Fontainebleau. 31st individually last time. It's a shame. I thought had set up pretty well for that vertical. Just cut the power a little bit. Approaching the 4th from home. And Britannia is going to come across the line. 2 fences down and also 1 time penalty. That will be the discard score for the Czech Republic. And it does mean that the final score is 32.57. They carry the 2-4 falters. 32.57 is a very good final result for the Czech Republic.
Denmark will be next with the last combination from this team is Gustav Jakobsen riding Chacorina.
Et Teresa et Britannia terminent avec 9 points pour dépassement du temps, 77 secondes 18. Total du championnat 14 points 42.
The confirmed team totals: Poland 47.36, Spain 41.43, and the Czech, the best team total so far, 32.57. And Denmark have got to jump here clear to keep ahead of the Czech Republic's quartet of ladies. As we welcome Gustav Christian Jakobsen gets away. This is Chacorina out on the course, 15 years of age. Chaco Blue across the Lorenko. The Czech move up ahead of Denmark. That's a really disappointing start, but that ox is causing widespread damage. Very positive ride from Gustav Jakobsen down that line. Really got after Chacorina. Chaco Blue Lorenko, and still keeping up a very strong positive tempo down to the water. He had a 2 full round yesterday, 8 penalties, and the opening score 2.32 was a great kickoff to his Europeans. 10.32 coming into this final team round, just that one down thus far, and I'm afraid another one goes down into the final line.
In 78.81 for Chacorina and Gustav.
It is going to be 8 penalties to add for Gustav Christian Jakobsen.
The team of Denmark has
they have to discard Josephine Jakobsen's score of 12, and 38.39 is the total for Denmark. And as I say, the Czech move up ahead of Denmark. The Czech Republic can finish no lower than 7th, and Italy's anchor rider has got to jump a clear as well to keep the Czech challenge from further rising.
6 left to end this team's championship.
Back end of the Junior European Team Championships with 6 only standing. Lorenzo Corredu needs a clear here for Italy to keep ahead of the Czech Republic. Their attack is very much on. De Monsec Vidiel is this 13-year-old numero grande gelding, owned by Giulio Rugali. Lorenzo Corredu makes a very good start. Not many have jumped too clear, either today or yesterday. And the icing on the cake, they've jumped 4 as well. And Lorenzo, we must also remind you, he sits in a prime position. Individually, no. 1.65. His start score lying in 8th position. But I'm afraid, like the overnight leader, Alice Lane has one down midway of Bernardo Costa Cabral's testing track. That's a good round, but I'm afraid it is that second combination that is a downfall for Lorenzo Corredu. De Monsec Vidiel has the 4 and 34.61 is the confirmed score for Italy. And as we say, it does mean that the Czech move up one position further ahead of Denmark and now Italy. And our congratulations, because the Czech quartet is 6th and no worse at the Junior Europeans in Vilamoura. What a great result for the developing show jumping nation that is the Czech Republic.
Et total de l'équipe italienne 34,61.
Ireland now. Ireland with the last rider.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 more to come. And the battle is really on here for the team bronze, because 18.2 is the best that Ireland can finish on. At the moment, team bronze is held by France on 14.04, so it's tight enough here, with the pressure starting to ramp up as away goes Francis Derwin. This is the stunning Irish sport horse, 11 years of age, the son of Cruising's Mickey Finn. Away goes AHG White Rock Cruise Down. It's a superstar for Francis Derwin. He sits on 5.43. 16th position individually, but a clear here will move him into individual reckoning as well. Ah, shame. Out of that line, it hasn't gone much. 7. Just running out of a little bit of steam. That rail, sadly, is going to move Ireland out of medal contention, I'm fairly certain. It does mean their best team score is going to be 22.2.
One fence down to 73.05 for Francis Derwin.
Inside the time, but AHG White Rock Cruise Down just falters at 7. And there's the confirmation, 22.2 is the total. Just lets a little bit of pressure off the likes of Britain, France, Switzerland and Belgium, who can all have a penalty and stay ahead of the Irish total.
4,73 secondes 5 centièmes. Total du championnat 9,43 pour Francis et Witterock. L'Irlande termine avec
This team, courtesy of the superb clears for Julian Lassini and Ilona Mazzadri, sitting on 14.04. And they sit in team bronze medal position. Luna Garro, though, is off to a horrible start. Oh, my word. Just crashes through the second. Does mean that France are going to have to carry another 4 penalties. No, in fact, that's rubbish. It doesn't. They will stay on 14.04. I apologise. Got caught up in the difficult start for Luna Garrow. They can discard the 4. But no, they're going to have to add 4 penalties of Alice Lane. So it is going to be 18.04. The French total. Apologies, just lost the grip on the scores momentarily. Luna Garrow down now, trying to add no further salt into the wound that was opened up at the second. Yeah, this is going to be the discard score, no question, for the French. We are sorry to see Luna Garrow because she was on 8.3 individually. And it is 16 to add, so that is the drop score. 14.04 before, adding Alice Lane's 4, and 18.04 is the confirmed score for the French. It does mean that Britain needs a clear round here to claim team bronze ahead of France. Britain on 16.56, the best score that they can achieve, but Oliver Fletcher, the last to jump to try and win Britain bronze. But of course, the pressure will also go on to Switzerland. They sit on 13.98 currently. The battle for silver and bronze. Oliver Fletcher, Britain's anchorman. Superb opening round, 0.65 only. Hello William had just the 1 fence down yesterday. Valde van Dungen crossed to Staccato, 9 years of age only. Owned by Oliver's father, Graham Fletcher, Lady Pauline Harris and Lady Pauline Kirkham, Scott Brash's loyal owners. Great Britain carrying Claudia Moore's 5 after the problems for Amelie Gaucho. The clear for Ava Vernon to kick off the British charge was immaculate again. And Oliver Fletcher has made a very secure start for the bid for silver or bronze. Very lucky at the Oxa. It was a wavering takeoff point. The pair weren't totally sure. But Oliver Fletcher has ridden his luck here very, very well. And he is going to come home with a superb clear round. Well done. Oliver Fletcher delivers the great clear. Hello William comes across the line, and there is the confirmation. 16.56 guarantees the team bronze for Britain. And the pressure is applied very strongly to Switzerland. They do not have a fence in hand over Britain because 13.98 for the Swiss. And 1 down would mean Thibaut Keller would drop Switzerland down behind Great Britain. So super crucial round for Oliver Fletcher. And the team bronze is guaranteed for Great Britain. Thibaut Keller is the second last to start, 2.98 from the opening day. 1 down on this course yesterday. He starts at 6.98 individually, 24th, but clear round here for Switzerland to secure team silver. Good luck to him. Badaboom 1 is away very nicely over the first 2. 3 fences. Thibaut Keller down securely. Big jump, Badaboom 1 out of 6B. Scorecard is intact here. This horse is really powering on here. The mare, Badaboom 1. Looking here for the silver. 3 fences for Thibaut Keller to claim the team silver for Switzerland. It's been such a confident, big jumping performance, and well done. There is the silver. The Swiss securing the silver with a great clear from Thibaut Keller. One time. It doesn't matter. 14.98 is the Swiss total. And they are clear of Britain. 16.56. There is the confirmation. 14.98 winning the team silver. One time for Badaboom 1. And 7.98 is Switzerland, it's Thibaut Keller's total. The Swiss total, 14.98.
Pour dépassement du temps, 77 secondes 93. Total du championnat, 7.98. Et total pour la Suisse, 14.
The last, ladies and gentlemen, of the team competition. And Belgium are in a superb position. 2 fences down, and the team gold is still Belgian, because they start on 5.83. 8 to add would be 13.83, clear of 14.98. And Tristan Cuisson gives a good old-fashioned kick to Natural Van Het. Legitterhof Z down to 3. We must also focus sharply on the individual leaderboard, because 0.4 only. Tom Wachman and Eva Vernon will be ahead of him, come what may, but he could here, with the clear, be in the individual bronze into the final on Saturday. Tristan Cuisson still clear, and Natural Van Het. Legitterhof Z has got 4 to go. They can have 2 of them down and still claim gold for Belgium. Tristan Cuisson. I didn't see the rail, but according to the scoreboard, there was one down. We await confirmation. It was 4 penalties, but it does not matter. There is a confirmation. Belgium will add the 4. 9.83 is the winning total, ladies and gentlemen, and our congratulations. The FEI Junior European Team Champions are Belgium. 9.83 is the winning total. Well done to Belgium. Switzerland are second. The silver is Swiss, 14.98. And the team bronze goes to Great Britain, 16.56. Britain on the team podium. Then is France, 18.04 in 4th position. Ireland 5th, 22.2. And then in 6th, the big movers and shakers in this team final, the Czech, 32.57. They are 6th. Then comes Italy, 7th, 34.61. 8th place for Denmark, 38.39. Spain coming in 9th position, 41.43. And Poland are our back markers, but well done to Poland. In any case, just qualifying for the team finals was quite a battle. That is 47.36, the total for the Polish team. Well, certainly Belgium is smiling. Congratulations. 9.83 is the winning total as we approach the prize giving here in Vilamoura. Our congratulations. They win by a good, clear margin. It is 5 penalties there. Winning gap over Switzerland. 14.98 for the Swiss. And Tony Newbury's British team has the team bronze here in Vilamoura. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the completed picture for our Junior European Team Championships. The prize giving will be prepared as we speak. And just to remind you of the position in the individual competition, Tom Wachman delivered a perfect clear, an HH fireball, capitalizing on the problems for Alice Lane and Emerald Sit. Tom is in gold medal position leading into Saturday's final, 0.35. In second, Eva Vernon, Jolly Fleur van der Nooit-Hervel has Britain dreaming of an individual silver to add to the team bronze. Jolly Fleur on 0.39. They are our top 2 individually.
meu nome é António Moura, sou o show director do Campeonato da Europa de Vilamoura 2021, que vamos dar início no dia 18 e que se prolongará até o dia 25 de julho. Vilamoura, para este campeonato, aqui em Vilamoura, eu reunia uma equipa extraordinária, que é o garante de que tudo se vai passar da melhor forma possível, em que todos nos iremos esforçar para o conforto, o vosso conforto e dos vossos cavalos. Já que estamos a falar de conforto, começo-vos a falar que as previsões de temperatura são entre 25 e 28 graus, portanto, fiquem descansados, não há nenhuma onda de calor aqui por Vilamoura, há sim o bem-estar de todos e onde todos vamos poder, com certeza, nos divertir imenso a ver este campeonato, onde, com certeza, aqui irão nascer novas estrelas deste desporto que nós tanto gostamos, o salto de obstáculos. Nós já organizámos em 2004 aqui em Vilamoura também um campeonato da Europa e em 2011 também em Portugal, na Comporta. Portanto, nós somos um garante de uma experiência ao longo dos anos, além de todos os concursos de 5 estrelas e de CSIOs que temos realizado ao longo de toda esta nossa vida equestre. Aqui nascem as estrelas. Nós aqui em 2004 tivemos Robert Whittaker, Ben Mayer, Juliano Melchior, Edu Aznar e Sérgio Alves Moya, para dizer só alguns nomes, os outros que me perdoem, mas a lista é imensa. Na Comporta também tivemos os irmãos Philip Hart, o Martin Fuchs, a Lisa Nuran e o Jos Verlooy. São realmente, isto vem-nos dar a ideia de que,
esteja tudo pronto, vamos
que aqui,
iniciar
dentro
com
destes
os cumprimentos